Hello, one and all, and welcome back to Paris. It is EWC Rocket League, and we are going into the playoff bracket. 8 of the world's best teams have made it through the gauntlet. Now it's time to find out who's going to make it to Championship Sunday and who will see their keys and dreams destroyed on one of our final days. We've got James and Jordy, and I want to start with you, Jordan. What's the vibe here in the STC Arena?
Oh, well, we got a lot of regional matchups today in the quarterfinals, which is going to guarantee us cross-regional matchups in the semis, which I think is sick. And I think every single one of these matches has something for it. Like, even if you're not a fan of that team, every single one of these matches is going to be great.
There's going to be hype across the board. If you're listening to anyone in the green room, they're saying Game 7, Game 7. That is going to be the words you hear over and over today. But James, NRG didn't make it to a Game 7, did they, against Twisted Minds? What happened to our boys from America?
I just think Twisted Minds were better. This tournament, we've seen some teams come out and really elevate their gameplay. One of the teams that I think about is NIP that did that, but another one, Twisted Minds. This is really a strong showing from Twisted Minds. I think that they look in top form. And, for NRG, the struggles continue. They struggled a little bit earlier. You saw them lose earlier in the tournament to TSM. That was a massive upset, so you already knew that NRG was vulnerable. Well, Twisted Minds did not let them get a foot in the game. They dominated this series, and they took NRG out. They earned it.
Some incredible striking, taking down the RLCS World Champions. Jorby, does that open the door for everyone else in this competition, or where do you think Twisted Minds will be amongst the favorites?
Twisted Minds are one of the favorites, especially with how they played yesterday. I think you said it earlier, Nupo. TRK and Monkey Moon, they were absolutely rock solid. Monkey Moon is in prime Monkey Moon form, and I think should be scared of that.
Talking with the team earlier today, we asked, who do you want to crush the key if you win? And they said TRK. He got booted from the Falcons. This will be a revenge match for him in that second battle on your screen. You also see Space Station Gaming and Shopify, NIP versus Gentlemates, and of course, Vitality versus Carmine Corps. We got to talk about that one. It is our PlayStation story of the day. It will be a French derby, a showdown in front of all of their home crowd fans. James, why should fans who don't tune into Rocket League every single day need to get hyped for this one?
Well, you have K-Corp, who are the defending esports World Cup champions. Yes, Drawley's no longer on the team. He moved over to Team Falcons, but Juicy has been a key factor in the success of this team. They're winning majors. They are real contenders. They are titans of the game. They call them the Blue Wall because they tower over their opponents, and they have had Vitality's number for the longest time.
Vitality have only beaten this KC squad once in the last 2 years. In fact, you have to go the whole way back to one time in 2 years. So the whole way back, when you talk about Zen versus Vatira, you got to go to 2023 at the RLCS World Championship in Dusseldorf, where Zen beat Vatira in the semifinals to go and eventually win the entire world title. That was the last time that Zen has actually beat
the destruction in Dusseldorf. Who could forget? We got to talk a little bit about VIT and the rest of the team, because one of these guys is on every poster imaginable all over Paris. What do we need to know about the other ones on the squad? And Vitality, actually, on the other side of this matchup, is looking to play spoiler. So, James, walk me through the bees.
Well, Stizzy is an interesting player. He actually went over to North America and played for a little bit. Didn't have the most success. A bit of a surprising move to see him pair up with Vitality, which a strong French team, Stizzy being a Spanish player, but he has helped them get results. They got back to a grand final in Boston. They've continued to be contenders and top dogs, competing to win European regionals. And then Exotic, he's a world champ. He gets the job done.
Absolutely. There have been moments where Exotic has been a little streaky. I do not think he's on a valley at this tournament. I think he's going back to his peaking, and I think that Casey should be a little worried about this Vitality squad.
Casey, Vitality, and of course, Gentlemates all in the mix today, and many more in the club championship. We've got Ginny with an awesome update and a guest from Vitality.
Ginny here, and I'm joined with Danny from Vitality, because this is a very important week and a half coming up. So I want to pulse check first on Vitality side of things, because it's been a little rocky.
Yeah, I'm happy to have a pulse. There were a few moments where we were close to a heart attack, most likely, in many of these games that we were playing in. But look, I think we're on a good position. I think we are where we kind of wanted to be. Maybe a little bit behind expectations, but the powerful games are coming now. You know, like the Counter-Strikes, the Rocket Leagues, the Dragmanias. We have so much power in our club that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully a lot of points coming our way.
I would hope so too, but I'm going to start off with CS2 because I know it's one of the strong rosters. They're currently in the lower bracket. What's happening here?
Yeah, it's definitely adding a lot of pressure on these guys. But I mean, they are our diamond, and if there's one thing that can handle pressure, then definitely diamonds, right?
Absolutely.
So it's their time to shine now. And looking at the tournament, there have been a lot of upsets, generally in EWC,
Correct, yeah.
but also in Counter-Strike. I mean, seeing Spirit go down to lower bracket, Mouse going down to lower bracket, it seems like the seeding coming out of the lower bracket is almost more scary than actually going through in the winner bracket. So maybe that helps us for the playoffs because it will be a long playoff.
But it's also, you know, you got to give fans what they want. They want more games. They want more content. They want a little bit more heart attack. So you're delivering on that front. I do want to talk about the expectations as well, because are players aware that the club championship points are a thing? Is this something that they take into consideration when they play?
Yeah, we want them to play the individual tournament, right? And they're hungry enough to try to win their own titles and their own world championships. But for sure, they know about the importance for the Esports World Cup for our club. And the club championship, obviously everyone now starts talking about it more and more and more in the final weeks. So they for sure are aware. It adds additional pressure, but at the end of the day, it's a champions that can handle the pressure. And I believe we have all these champions. I think we can win it in Counter-Strike. I think we can win it in Rocket League. I think we can win it in Trackmania. But now the guys have to show up and perform. We will celebrate some wins on the way. We will have some losses on the way, but especially the fans are always behind us.
Yeah. I do want to ask about Rocket League then, because you guys are going up against KC. KC no longer looking like the Giants they once did after tanking a loss. Does that make anything different for you?
I don't think so. I think it would be scary to now assume that they are weaker. It's also a mental thing for us in the sense that they have always been beating us. I think we should assume that they are the best, we are the best, and we want to finally beat them at the very best. So that would make us extremely powerful going into the rest of the playoffs as well.
Yeah.
So let's take it game by game. KC is dangerous. They are the title defender.
Correct.
So let's crush the key of the title defender.
Oh, I love that energy. Thank you so much for your time for the
Thank you.
interview. I appreciate it, Danny. And that's it from us. Back to you.
We are backstage ahead of a huge quarterfinals day for Rocket League at the Esports World Cup. We're in the green room, got Stumpy and Johnny, and we are getting our pick'ems in on the EWC app. Make sure you guys get involved as well. Download the app, get your pick'ems, get your predictions for quarterfinals, 4 best of 7. Stumpy, who do you like first up? Space Station, Shopify Rebellion.
SSG did ultimately sweep Carmine Corp, who I thought one of the best teams in the competition. I don't know if I back Rebellion. I'm still not on that train, CJ. I might have missed it. Johnny, I don't know about you.
I'm thinking it's game 7, and I'm thinking Rebellion in 7.
That's
I'm not just saying that to
Get
keep
that guy
CJ
out of
happy.
there.
I'm not just saying that to keep him happy. That
Good
is
start.
that's my opinion.
SSG in 6. SSG in 6 for me.
Okay, well, I'm going Shopify Rebellion in 7. Match 2, though, we have NIP versus Gentlemates.
I think this is such a favourable matchup for Gentlemates. I think they'll be genuinely happy with this one. I'm going to say 4-1 Gentlemates. I think this is big. NIP, I think their run is done.
I'm not just doing this to be nice, but I'm going. I'm going mates in 7. Again, I think we're going to get a lot of game 7s today.
Okay. Puckett's got the Gentlemates gear on, Johnny. I've got mates in 6. Third match, Falcons, Twisted Minds, Battle of Mina. I'm leaning Twisted.
Twisted have been insane. Twisted are so good. Falcons, I feel like it's been ages since we've actually seen them play because they didn't play yesterday at all. So I don't know.
I mean, they came from uppers. Like Falcons are the upper team, but I'm not just doing this to be boring. I think it's Twisted in 7. I'm going again game 7.
all day for Johnny.
Yeah, all right side game 7. I reckon.
Game 17. Let's see if he's matched it with the fourth and final match, fourth and final quarterfinal. KC versus Vitality. Battle of the French. Real quick, who do we got?
Give me Carmine Corp in 7.
Can I give you a KC in 7? I think every team that came from the lower brackets winning in 7 today. That's what I'm. Yeah,
and I've
that's
got
what I'm going for.
KC in 7 as well. Make sure you get your pickings in. Download the app, get your points. It's good fun back here, and hopefully we've got a lot of game 7s with the quarterfinals. See you soon.
According to the biggest brains in the business, we're going to all game 7s. We'll see if these two next to me agree. As you see, it's Space Station Gaming rolling in as they will take on Shopify Rebellion. A regional showdown already in the quarterfinals. James Spott and Joby joining me here in the booth. I'm your host, Chris Puckett. And gentlemen, this is a historic matchup. It's not the first time they've met. How has it shaped up over 2026?
I mean, look at when they match up, they've only played online a few times. We have not seen them clash on LAN yet this year. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup for me personally. SSG is one of my dark horses to win this whole thing. I think a lot of people have other teams on the radar, but SSG already swept a tournament favorite in K-Corp. So you have to watch out for this team.
People are hating on this team.
I'm sorry, Puckett. This is what I'm saying is like all the EU bias in that pick'em segment was insane. It's like, what, did you all just blank on the 3-0 against KC? And it wasn't like some fluke. Space Station came to play. They were absolutely ludicrous against this team. KC had some good pushes. Space Station had excellent defense. And I don't understand what's going on, why everyone seems to just forget that Space Station are here. But I think they're going to show up huge. And I think they could go deep.
Yeah, it's the blessing of having a stacked playoff. I mean, you look at everybody's rankings heading into this is pretty much all of the top teams, maybe minus NRG, add NIP up there. This is all the teams we expected to be competing, but SSG truly has what it takes to win this whole thing, but Rebellion has been the top dog in NA for so long.
There was a bitter taste left in the Space Station Gaming fans' mouth at the end of last year. They're looking to make everybody proud, and so far they have been a happy surprise for NA. On the other side, we've got to talk about their opponent, right? We've got Shopify superfan CJ telling me that they're going to win the whole thing. Where do you see right now in your power rankings?
Well, so when we started the tournament, I actually picked Rebellion to win, but after seeing things, I'm switching up. I'm going Space.
So who did you pick? You picked Rebellion at the start?
I did at the start pick Rebellion, but after seeing what Space Station did to KC, I am not going against Space Station. I love First Killer. You know I do. I've been a fan of his for a very, very long time, and First Killer is doing great things still on Rebellion, but I just don't think they have it in them. In short, TSM highlights are going to look good. I know NRG didn't look good.
LJ with a big day yesterday. What do you expect to see from the rest of this Rebellion squad?
You know, I can understand where Jorby's coming from. I think SSG is a very solid team, but when all these, the talent is insane for Rebellion. First Killer is a generational talent. It's a shame that he's never won a major international LAN, but this could very well be that time. LJ, I think he is a world-class player as well. Kofer, young, highly mechanical player. We've seen him be so effective as that first man for Rebellion. So I think that this is going to be an opportunity for Rebellion to really finally get First Killer, that win that has been elusive to him for so long.
Why not do it at $1 million tournament? That's what I would do at First Killer. Lou, what does Reveal think?
Thank you very much, Chris. Reveal has joined me here in Paris, or maybe I joined him in the Space Station booth. Reveal, I want to know how you're feeling today, and because we know that in big lands, what matters usually is the vibes within the team, how you guys are getting along with each other. Team building, maybe. How's the bromance doing in SSG?
It's going amazing. We are all friends outside of the game, so in the game, we just trust each other.
Anything you've been doing in Paris, like eating croissant for breakfast or something together?
We just have every single lunch together and dinner. Breakfast is just like whatever, because it's just the hotel breakfast, but yeah.
Fair enough. And I wanted to ask you also about the regional matchups that we're having on the quarterfinals. I've seen many people on social media, criticize it. Some people are happy with it. Where do you stand, and how happy on a scale 1 to 10 were you when you saw that you were facing Shopify?
I think a 10 because...
Fair enough.
So NA can just get one team in top 4 at least.
Yeah, at least you guys can say I can get a top 4. And do you think for the viewers as well, it's enjoyable, or would you rather see, inter-region matchups?
I think for the players, they would rather see inter-region matchups, because this is basically just like a regional.
Yeah. But still happy to face SR. Why? Is it going to be an easy win?
No, I'm not saying that at all. They're a very tough team.
Okay, they're a very tough team. You respect them, but can you give me a few reasons why you guys are going to be the best NA team today?
I feel like we just have a stronger bond than any other team right now in NA.
Is it about synergy then?
Yeah.
I see. And last but not least, I wanted to ask you also about regions. Why do you think NA is better than Europe at Rocket League?
Well, Europe is better than NA, so it's not. When
it comes from a Canadian American, you can just take this for granted. That seems pretty honest, to be fair. Thank you very much for joining me, Reveal, and good luck for today, even though I'm sure that you don't need it. And back to you guys on the desk.
This is going to be such a fun showdown. On your left, it's Zach. On the right, First Killer. They've gone up against each other over their career. How are they showing down in 2026?
Well, Zach, he had done a short retirement, and then he came back and absolutely took over North America. He was a human highlight reel on the pitch. And honestly, I think he's First Killer's match in every way.
James, on the other side, you love First Killer. You said you hope this could be his trophy time.
I don't watch a lot of basketball, Puckett, but to me, you know, First Killer strikes me as like a LeBron in his early career. Without he's
before the trophies.
Yeah, before the trophies.
Okay.
He's a
We're going back to high school. We're going back to high school.
Dominant player who is so good that you just say it's a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. But as time goes on, you know, you wonder if he's ever going to get it, but he's such a great player. I think that this very well could be the moment for him.
Talking ball with James Botten-Jorby has been fun, but unfortunately, our fun has to come to an end. SSG, 84% fans are going their way, 16 for Shopify, and it all kicks off an excellent day of quarterfinals here in the STC Arena. Enjoy.
I don't really think you get much of an advantage from qualifying up bracket. We came out really strong, and I think when we do that, I don't think anyone can really beat us.
This bottom portion of the bracket is getting spicy.
We had a shaky start to the tournament, but we were feeling it today. After our first series against Foot, we just locked in, and we're just feeling really good.
عشان نقاط ونخلي تويستد على الأقل يوصل بعيد نحاول نجيب له الفليك.
TRK lurking.
We are the best team in the world on the paper. We will do everything to keep that title and to do what it is. If you want to be the best team in the world, you have to beat anyone. So it definitely feels good to sweep the title defenders and groups in KC, but we still have more matches to play, so that's really in the past for us.
It feels like we are improving and we are like a better team than we were before.
NIP are not ones to count out.
Jouer à Paris, ça fait hyper plaisir, ça nous hype encore plus et du coup on a plus envie de gagner.
صراحة تأهلنا من الجروبات طبعا بيعطينا ريحية أكثر. أنا ما أدري مين الخصم اللي بيكون ضدي ولكن ما يهم.
This just seems like a foregone conclusion.
الفوز ما غيره إن الكاس بيرجع للرياض إن شاء الله هذا هدفنا.
Of course, we're gonna end up winning. Watch out with us.
Now that we've secured top 8, watch out.
Soyez prêts, nous on s'est bien préparé, on va arriver confiant, ça va faire des bons matchs et que le meilleur gagne.
Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour et bienvenue à Paris. Et même si on nous appelle la ville de l'amour, je peux vous assurer qu'aujourd'hui, personne n'est là pour la romance. The whole world has arrived in Paris and everyone is very excited for what's about to come. But we are not the city of love today because somehow by quarterfinal Saturday, this tournament has turned into family business.
It really has. We've got an epic lineup of series coming up. We're starting off with a North American battle, two teams wanting to settle an argument. Then we move into the MENA region, two teams fighting for the throne. And then our final two series, all European. The last one, this French crowd is going to have to pick a side, Lou.
Oh yes, and our teams know each other very well. Comme d'anciens amours, nos équipes se connaissent un peu trop bien. You know, those rivalries are going to get very, very excited. But Ian, did Rocket League at the EWC just become personal?
It feels like it did, and there's a lot at stake here as well, of course. 8 teams about to step onto this stage. 4 of them will secure their spots in our illustrious semi-finals. The other 4 will have their keys crushed and their flights home booked for them.
Starting with an American derby, it is Shopify Rebellion! Shopify took a little while to arrive at this tournament, but they are here now. One of North America's strongest LAN teams this season, packed with individual firepower and fresh from fighting their way through day 3. The Rebellion have warmed up. Now comes the knockout stage. On est en élimination maintenant et Shopify se doivent d'être prêts.
And their opponents, Space Station Gaming! Here comes the youngest team at EWC. And they apparently missed the memo about being intimidated. SSG took down the defending champions, playing fast, aggressive Rocket League with absolutely no respect for reputation. And now it's all North America in the quarterfinal. They are young enough to be fearless and good enough to make sure that everybody else sees them as a huge problem.
Before being the best in the world, you have to be the best in your region. North America's champions. Who's it gonna be?
Let's get some final words before this crucial Rocket League matchup, Kofia. This time last year in the EWC quarterfinals, this guy was on your team. Now he wants to send you home. How's that feel?
I mean, honestly, I don't think they're going to send us home, but I feel sorry I'm going to have to send them home.
Woo. Okay, Zach. Are you guys better or worse without him on your team?
I feel like you'll see that on the field.
All right, final words for him?
Good luck.
And from you?
Good luck.
Great stuff, guys. Let's get a handshake. Friends turned rivals here to kick things off in the quarterfinals. It's Rocket League at the Esports World Cup. It's SSG versus Shopify Rebellion.
Well, that was nice, wasn't it? That was sweet. Good luck. I'm expecting a bit more fighting talk as the game and the series emerge, because there's going to be a lot of spice in this one. This, Stumpy, is the battle between North America's number one in so many ways at the moment.
Yeah, now the NRG have fallen and they're looking like shadows of them former selves, seeing SSG and Rebellion sit pretty towards the top of North America. This really feels like a chance to usurp that throne. And I think both sides, Cole, they put forward a fantastic reason as to why each of them should be considered the best in NA right now. When you look towards their head-to-head together, though, with these rosters, it's currently in favor of Rebellion. 4-2 in NA's Open 5s. The most recent result going the way of CJ and Rettles' side. But SSG have got a lot to offer.
Yeah, they did play, of course, back in the kickoff land, but that was before Zach had come back into the Rocket League Esports world, before he'd rejoined Space Station Gaming as well. So, I don't know how much you can take from that, but what matters is that these two will be incredibly close. They've both been involved in very close series as well throughout. Just to get to this point, it's not been easy, but Space Station Gaming made it look easy, actually, against Carmine Corp. They were almost reversed what they made in Brazil, and then against KC. Probably the finest result of these young players' lives.
Brilliant.
The youngest team in Esports World Cup, and a 3-0 against the hometown favourites, Carmine Corp. It's been tougher as well for Shopify Rebellion. They made it look easy against TSM, but against Foot Esports, not so much of that 4-3 victory.
Yeah, I think that, you know, when you look towards the strength of schedule from each side too, the biggest result, like you mentioned, is SSG taking down KC 3-0. And each game on paper looked pretty close, but when we were actually watching it, they outclassed KC at every turn. And that is exceptionally hard to do, especially the fact that they were the champions last time we came to Paris. But as we tick down to game number 1, both of these sides have seen a hole in North America they want to fill. And Diaz, the man that moved there, takes it with just 2 seconds gone.
Well, Kofo wished Zach good luck before the series started. I'm sure he'll be regretting it now, because I'm sure he's thinking, well, I didn't mean score a goal in 2 seconds from the kickoff, but Diaz to me has been Space Station Gaming's powerhouse. He's not been their biggest scorer. Zach has been their best scorer with 74% goal participation. But to me, everything good they do, all their creativity comes from the Brazilian player.
Yeah, Diaz has just been an incredible force since going to North America and competing. And being a 1v1 demon, great in the 2v2s, now here in the 3v3. Truly an incredibly well-rounded player, something that you see exceptionally rarely. You don't normally see a player that can do everything, but he is certainly one of them. And first killer on the other side, he has been around the block a lot of times. He is the main guy for Shopify Rebellion. Also a 74% goal participation. The exact same, down to 2 decimal points as Zach. An incredible head-to-head that those two have got. And 1 pump long, and we see Zach in defense clearing it away.
Absolutely ridiculous statistic there, and it shows first killer, despite his age, still improving on the world scene.
Despite his age.
Yet, I know, they're all aging, these pros. They're all aging. They're all getting there, catching up with me at 33.
36.
They are making their way up. Here comes first killer onto the ball again. He will say fakes that one, gets the 100 boost. Stays on control of the ball as well, up against Zach right here, wants to bundle it past him, almost able to do so, but instead of conceding, Rebellion looks a little bit better.
It's a great save from Zach too, because anywhere else, and first killer dunks him, that's what he was playing for. Zach can get to the corner. An extended period of offense from Rebellion sees first killer now attempt to get another dunk. And he goes as far as Zach in the midfield. One central reveal is going to be bumping LJ, who so far I think has been on the chopping block social media-wise. People have not been particularly impressed with him, but the results don't lie. They've still made it to top 8.
Yeah, he got a couple of all-important goals against Foot Esports in, I think it was Neo Tokyo. No, it was in Sovereign Heights to get them back into it, but let's get back into this opening game here. Reveal has scored again. It's from a dunk, it fell to, and then he did the rest.
It's a great start with that demo in the middle as well. Zach removes 1, Reveal makes it 2. That, I believe, is going to be it's a great start for SSG. I think just having that confidence coming in, like you said, as the youngest team. They don't normally show it, but I do think that there must be something inside any given player that makes you think, we have not necessarily got that, the pedigree, the idea, we've not had these moments as often as players as storied as first killer.
Diaz has this ball into the corner. First killer, the man you were mentioning, gets it all the way down to the other end. Lovely skim there from Kofa. Is actually all the way in, and the SSG defense didn't read that.
Kofa in the pre-interview saying good luck. This time saying good luck to Reveal. Skims it beautifully. Top corner found. Reveal still had boost in his tank, but couldn't jump quick enough. And what a response from Rebellion to cut their lead in half.
Yeah, these are the moments that are going to be so important in this series against Foot. Rebellion had a series there. Every single game went within 1 goal, so they're used to close ones. They're used to surviving long best of 7s. So they're surviving here again today. They seem to be the team that are surviving. You know, from their first match against NIP, just think they didn't have that spark, but they've improved since then, continued to get better. And they're looking once more like one of North America's most exciting teams as Kofa comes forward. Let's get this flip reset. Does have control of the ball. LJ in the center. Can LJ get onto the end of it? He does. Let's get the 50-50 on Zach. First killer's coming in now, but a demo from Reveal takes him out.
Yeah, shutting down that pressured offense from SSG, rather from Rebellion towards SSG. It was great play from them, from the spacemen to keep it away. LJ pops it high, and with enough height, the double commit won't matter. And SSG, I think, feeling pretty confident right now. Had a good few chances. Rebellion up high. First killer's waiting central. LJ with a next tap. Actually takes it low. Diaz with low boost. Just stays around, continues to be a nuisance. And in the midfield, it's going to be hard to get around a couple of these players who love to play that finicky role.
Space Station Gaming right now are making Rebellion swallow an awful lot of pressure. One goal may well just be enough for game number 1 if SSG can get it. Here comes Diaz trying to make that happen. First killer, he meets him, and Kofa's all alone now in the center. Reveal just in front of him. He wants to barge past him. There's a pass towards LJ, but there's too much splice on it and too much angle. Another half chance for Rebellion goes begging, but it seems to be counter-attacking play right now for Rebellion that is almost working, but so far, Space Station are holding out.
I like that touch, though, from LJ. Just stays, again, like Diaz was earlier, with low boost, pops it high, couldn't get anything from it. So they do need to be approached 70 seconds. LJ, who's mid for him, he's actually going to be dropping it low. I think he would rather have had the flip reset, but it does work out quite nicely for Rebellion. LJ, low boost again. Maybe should have left that for Kofa, who was waiting behind with a lot more boost. I think he could have done a lot more damage with the position that he found himself in, but the Rebellion attack does continue. Flicks it round, only as far as Zach. And up high. A couple of awkward chances. SSG, you feel the push.
Yeah, all they've got to do is hold out for 45 more seconds, but Rebellion, they're going to go through the gears right now. The ball is cleared into the corner. First going to go to the double touch, can't quite get it. That one's going to be easily saved by LJ, who's hoping this boost spawns below him, but it won't. And even worse, he's taken out the game by reveal. Zach, his teammate, is the second highest demoer in this entire tournament, so Space Station Gaming more than happy to go for those bumps and demos. And so far, they're doing a very good job just swiping that ball away, Stumpy.
Yeah. It's extremely well measured until Kofa, he sets his sights on Perska. Now his opportunity. Diaz again low boost, but being incredibly influential on the play. LJ's next to it, sees Perska central, can't get there. Zach and Diaz both commit. Backboard is there. Nobody is able to find it until Zach from the sidewall as we hit 0. LJ, one bump, one double commit, but one game locked in and secured for SSG.
As close as we expected, though. 2-1 in game number 1, and certainly one that could have gone either way. It was, in the end, that kickoff goal 2 seconds in that ended up being the difference between the teams. This is what it comes down to. 1 second in. It's actually a really nice kickoff. You can tell that Diaz is the 1v1 player because he read what First Killer was doing there precisely.
And then a lovely demo from Zach. Quickly gets out the way. You see sometimes those demos come in and then the player who demoed gets the save, and Kofa proving his mettle. A beautiful top right corner redirect. I've just noticed that in the player pictures behind us, Reveal's got a controller on his head. I wonder if that gets shown at any point for the main broadcast.
He's got a controller on his head. He does.
It's a cool controller as well. It's fantastic.
It's very cool graffiti overlay. Yeah, I'm sure we'll...
It's not on there now. It's a headset. That's more typical.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find out in the interviews after if Space Station Gaming are to win what is going on there. The cheeky scamp. The coaches, Exper and Violent Panda, having some serious thoughts and talks of their players. Space Station Gaming, they didn't have to be too explosive in that one. They managed to ease their way to victory in game 1. Rebellion, are they looking more like themselves again now? At least it's looking like there's going to be a matchup between them.
Yeah, well, the consensus was that in that first series that we saw them play against NIP, they were not on form. They lost, NIP were better, but it was not the most thrilling series. And you normally feel that with Rebellion, that they will play an exciting game. I love watching First Kid in particular play. I'm a big fan of his. They just couldn't get that going. Against Foot, they showed themselves a lot better. They really did come into their own, and Foot pushed them to the absolute limit, going for that full game 7 and a quick run through from TSM. I do think, though, later on in this tournament, as where we are now, we should see them really hit their stride. And it's the only time they're going to have a chance to. Bear in mind, every single team that loses today gets their key crushed. And having your key crushed by your former teammate, that would hurt for either of these competitors.
That would be incredibly frustrating. We'll see which one is the team that is befallen to that. Diaz misses, but Reveal was waiting for it. And Space Station Gaming, they're about 10% closer to each other than Shopify Rebellion in game number 1. So expect them to have those close follow-ups here in game 2. And as the series goes on, unless Rebellion tweak from that playstyle, Kofa's got a chance. They couldn't quite get on top of it. Lovely pass from First Killer. Kofa wasn't quite able to get the angle. That was a definite chance, I think.
Yeah, I think Kofa was low on boost. He wanted to wrap his car around the ball a bit more, wasn't able to, but to the ceiling. Reveal beats 1, beats 2. Crossbar found as Diaz dents it on the way home.
Rebellion had all the half chances till then, but as soon as Reveal got these couple of touches, it was almost a failed flip reset attempt, but he made something from it, and that last touch to get past the dive of the Shopify Rebellion player was devastating. All Diaz had to do was power it in. He was never going to miss.
Even if that shot did end up being weak, it was just so well placed with the bump. And it's another miss as well. 2 chances on the goal line. Shopify Rebellion, they go wanting for that first goal.
Yeah, if Diaz had got the flip reset and scored there, it would have been a brutal 2-goal swing. Already Rebellion will be frustrated they couldn't score there. One of those moments where 9 times out of 10 it ends up in the ball exploding, but not to be as far as Rebellion are concerned. While a best of 7 series is long and winding, you lose the first couple of games and suddenly you're facing an uphill battle as Diaz tries to break through First Killer. He's so pivotal and impactful in defense as well as attack. LJ will get this ball, wants to shoot towards First Killer, but he couldn't quite get the bump. Instead he was bumped. It will be up. It's that one to the side. Shopify Rebellion having more of the ball, but fewer of these clear-cut chances.
Yeah, there's going to be less opportunities for them as the time ticks down too. We see just how well SSG and how professionally they manage the game towards the end. They have got such fantastic pace control. And again, I do think that comes down a lot to Diaz and his mentality. In 1v1, you have to be good at pace control there, and that pass is wonderful. Finds Zach from Diaz. And a little track back 100 boost for his backboard. Zach attempts to beat his teammate. Isn't able to, does get shut down. The midfield now sees First Killer wanting to get this 50 across, and it has been few and far between chances-wise for Rebellion, aside from that one where they really could have tapped it home, but weren't able to get the final touch that they needed.
Yeah, the second game has been even tighter than the first one so far. LJ missing that mech won't help either. First Killer and Reveal both have to go for the 50-50. Lovely touch from Zach, and follows it up as well. Now here he comes forward onto the opposition backboard. It was covered well by Kofa. First Killer's in the centre, but no boost really, and I'm seeing a distinct lack of boost for Shopify Rebellion. They come forward. It looks like there's half a chance, and they end up scrapping for 12s, and that's what happens. They get counted in the end, and they almost go 2 goals behind.
There's a great block from LJ. Knows where it's coming in. It's going to be bouncing off that side wall, and thankfully for him, it ends up just having the perfect chance for him to clear it away. And the opposition's half now, though. Reveal waits in the backboard and calls in Zach, and that's that kind of pace of play that I was talking about. That was fully controlled by Reveal, despite the fact didn't actually have any of the ball control himself.
Oh, the crowd don't like that. I'm against the people there. To me, you're here to play Rocket League. Backflip. Yeah. I do it in Champ 1 rank. Sorry, well, not Champ 1, Champ 3, thankfully. Quite Champ 1 just yet.
Grand Champ 2, Grand Champ 2.
Sorry, low SSL. First Killer shoots into the top corner. Saved by Zach.
It's a good diving save too, making sure you clear it nice into the corner. Both these teams have done that exceptionally well until Kofa receives it, and this time slows the ball down in such an impressive way. Goes to dive in, slows it, and then goes up for the tap and smash. Makes a double goal explosion, causing Reveal to burst into a firework.
You have to mention First Killer there, though, driving straight past the ball. It's an unusual fake, but it's an effective one. And Rebellion read it fully. An equaliser of 70 seconds left, but Space Station Gaming have won the kickoff. Goes straight into the Rebellion corner. Reveal just waiting to see what First Killer's going to try and do. It's a great challenge from Reveal, and he gets another one as well. What can Diaz conjure up? Doesn't have enough pace on the ball there. LJ is almost found by First Killer. And right now, after losing the kickoff, it's Rebellion who have their tails up.
The opportunity again. Kofa passes it across First Killer, no touch. He's faked for the first goal. He would have rather he got a touch on the second. LJ, I think could go for a bump here. He does. Diaz to the backboard.
First Killer's had a 30% shooting accuracy throughout this entire tournament. You'd expect him to sink that, and you'd certainly expect LJ to get that one.
Diabolical! An open net, and LJ fails at the last time of asking. Tries it again. Can't get that first touch. First Killer. The left-hand post. It's a paid actor.
Rebellion. At this level, you have to take one, if not both, of those opportunities. SSG live on. If they can steal this one, it would be devastating towards Rebellion. But here comes Kofa again, trying to do what his teammates could not and score a potential open goal. LJ wants to get a dunk, can't do it. Will Rebellion overcommit now? They will be frustrated and tilted. LJ tries to help it on its way. Still chances for Rebellion. First Killer fakes it. Zach says, knock it down, reset, overtime. Oh, it's tough to be a Rebellion fan, I'm sure.
Tell you what, though, I think LJ will be happy that First Killer also missed.
Do you reckon?
Saving his blushes. He probably would have rather he scored, but it gives him a little bit of happiness, I imagine. A central block. Kofa will win that foot race. Zach, very nicely played. Gets the flip directly onto the ball. Fantastic block again. Who's going to be first to it? First Killer is him. And now you see Kofa turn, tries to go for the bump, and Diaz so well managed.
Reveal clears this one, but it's all been Rebellion so far in overtime. Diaz loses the ball cleanly to First Killer as well. Rebellion winning a lot of these first touches cleanly. Zach loses the challenge towards Kofa. Good follow-up there from Rebellion. Is anybody going to be there for the next touch? No. They've retreated back at First Killer.
Tell you what, though, there is a lot of pressure coming in right now for Rebellion. They've had many chances, and it's just come down to those individual moments. A long clear, thankfully for Rebellion, that one does fall wide.
Space Station Gaming have survived. Almost a minute into this overtime, and finally they'll be able to get some possession of this ball. Now, can they turn it into territory? Diaz, past First Killer, tries to do his party trick by going end-to-end. Of course, much harder in 3v3 than 1v1, but we have seen him do it. Reveal up against Kofa now, and Diaz is going to have another go. He's going to do it this time, Stumpy, I bet you.
I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. Rebellion, I do think, have had more bites to the cherry, but that cherry is blooming massive, apparently. Diaz, that's going to be on target. First Killer, low boost, can clear it away. Kofa puts it back into the danger zone, but with Space Station Gaming relatively low on boost for that possession. Won't be too much of a threat. Zach, nice double. Great doink from Reveal. Next man to it is Diaz. First Killer clears it for now.
Would have been a lovely doink assist. Instead, LJ gets it right back towards Space Station Gaming's half. It's a good overtime so far. Chances for all. Expansive gameplay from these six. It's what we love to see. Zach Gets it towards the boost, goes to the ceiling. Can he use it? Not with First Killer there. First Killer was able to read those. Man who's been at the forefront of many of these mechanics, and now he's waiting to see if Kofa can get it to him. He tries to get that touch over the top of Diaz. Reveal here in the corner. Can't be LJ. Space Station finally get the clearance. That one's on target, but First Killer must be able to get that block.
And he debated whether to get that 100 boost, knowing their teammate would probably want it behind him. He does a lot with it. Gets one, gets the bomb. No, Zach! A diving save yet again, and the defense from SSG is extraterrestrial.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the shot that time from LJ. It was just a great save from Zach. LJ comes forward again. Zach's in trouble this time. Kofa's all by himself. It's faked. Goes for the bump instead. Doesn't quite get it. And now Zach's a chance to a counter-attack. Kofa long. LJ into the center. There's no boost for two of them. So this attack will come to nothing. Space Station can boom it right back. Zach gets it to the ceiling. Anyone following up?
Well
Because
read.
again, First Killer is getting so many key touches defensively.
The defense from both these teams is extraordinary. So well managed into brilliant places to normally bumping on dodging in equal amounts. Kofa fakes it midfield. First Killer, what a catch. Debates the bump. Debates going for the backboard. Goes for the flip reset. Everything rang around his head. But 3 minutes in and none of them landed.
Actually gets a touch to the side. It's a nice one towards Kofa, who can pick his moment, choose his move. Up against Reveal, gets past a couple of them. He has the last one there. First Killer's following it up. He certainly seems to be the Shopify Rebellion danger man so far. Gets it into the centers LJ towards First Killer. Kofa up against Diaz isn't quite there. And First Killer has to dodge Reveal and does so.
Yeah, great idea though from Reveal. Come in from the blind spot. A reset, found Zach. Anything on the ball to commit to it, but low boost doesn't really matter too much. A nice block in the midfield by LJ prevents this from going any further. Both these teams have had fantastic sniffs at net so far, but shut down by their opposition.
This one's to the center. Rebellion launching another attack, brewing up all their boost. Waiting for that key moment. Can they break through this Space Station Gaming defense? Using the height as LJ.
So far, this is SSG's longest overtime in EWC history. Unprecedented for this org.
Zach forwards, he will take control of it. Still fighting our Space Station, despite being up against it under the cosh really for most of this overtime. We're approaching an entire extra game now, 4 minutes down as LJ comes forward and wants to get this pinch, but can't do so against Reveal. There was a demo. It was Diaz again. Space Station Gaming, such fiends for taking their opponents out the game. That was going to fall, I thought, for a second to Kofa. Reveal instead is now going to try and get a nudge at Kofa. Here is Zach into the corner. No, he is not posted. Anyone following up for Space Station? No, there's not. First Killer can't get a touch either. It's not going to matter.
It was too perfect. Hit both woodworks. Top corner found like a DVD logo, but that bad boy stays out for now as we approach 5 minutes.
Here is Kofa. To the side he wants to go, but that's a poor pass. The comms weren't right there. Now it's just for a counter-attack. Zach shoots, but it's wayward onto the back wall. We'll say it was a pass. I'm not so sure. Zach's got a reset here. Instead, he's it for Reveal. The shot's on target.
Hello.
Saved by First Killer again. Reveal. He's still dancing in front of it. Can't get anywhere near the ball. Desperate for it to fall for him. Just not happening for SSG, and Rebellion can wriggle away. Kofa, who's got 10 demos in this game alone, instead gets an assist. Diaz misses. First Killer was waiting and didn't expect it. LJ towards First Killer. And there it is.
It took 5 minutes of unprecedented offense from both sides. And Rebellion succeed. They break the deadlock. They bring us back to level 1-1.
Didn't make it easy though, did they?
That was honestly unbelievable defense from both sides. We look at the number of shots, 13 for SSG, but that pales in comparison to the 20 that Rebellion shot on SSG's net. An unreal, a marathon of a game.
11 saves for each side as well, but LJ, that is not a replay he'll be looking forward to seeing again. First Killer did the same thing. First Killer's shots were a little bit harder. He had to pre-jump to avoid Diaz's bump, but even so, you'd expect him to find a way, but that is what quality shows. LJ, a player who has been in question for large parts of this season, had the wherewithal to put that one back across goal. And First Killer, of course, had that read the entire time. It's a match that, to me, Rebellion played better in throughout.
Zach, 808 points, incredibly integral to it. First Killer on the other side. We put them together in our head-to-head right at the start of this series, and this is why, leading both of their sides. And now Shopify Rebellion hold the title for the 2 longest overtimes in EWC history. This was number 2. The first one was against NIP in the group stage.
And we look at Kofa there. He got 10 demos in that last game. Almost half of the total there were in the long overtime. There were 23 in total. So for all their bravado before it started, like, oh, good luck, good luck. It's like, yeah, good luck, but I'm going to play dirty.
Good luck, fingers crossed behind their back.
Yeah, that's what we didn't see. We'll wait for the B-roll later to watch that. Here is Diaz straight from the kickoff. What can SSG do? We're certainly going to be in for a series here. I think it's going to be a long one. I think Johnny Boy predicted it would go the distance. That little pretty much thing you guys
He
did.
predicted it will go the distance for every single series today. So he's just here for pure chaos.
That sounds like Johnny Boy, and that sounds very, very feasible based on what we've seen so far in this one. This first goes a little bit trapped in his own corner, has to be aware of Zach coming in. And SSG, can they step back up after that last disappointment? Lovely couple of touches. LJ's almost in. Reveal, he goes forwards. Diaz into the center. Isn't going to be able to get onto that one at all. He was playing in front of the ball, which I always like to see. Aggressive Rocket League, and Zach, he was doing the same thing. He waited, the ball came back to him, and he did the rest.
He always had a second to think there, like, oh, I've got the ball. Oh, I can just shoot. Oh, all right. Sick. Happy days.
It was Kofa going the same way as First Killer. Only one of them had to go. They both seem to block the same passing avenue. And as soon as you do that against a team like SSG, despite their young age, they play the maturity beyond their years. Not just trying to force solo plays. More than happy to pass that ball around. Always looking for each other. Such good team dynamics, as Zach was saying before this whole thing started. Here he comes now, Zach. Into the center. Kofa is there. Kofa booms that one into the center over the top of Reveal. So not the best positioning in the world there from SSG. Pushed forward a little bit when there was going to be no 50-50. It's worked out okay with Zach coming again in front of the ball. It seems to be where he's doing his best work right now. LJ puts it towards First Killer, maybe.
I think that's just their play style. You mentioned SSG really pushing up far. They're quite happy to. And if Rebellion are going to be missing a couple of shots on target like they did in the previous game, they will be fine. But I think mentality-wise, Rebellion need to have won in that long overtime after they had a couple of chances. But SSG, they do like to commit as far as they can. And so far, obviously, it's gone very, very well for them. It's what absolutely ruined Carmine Corp on so many of those individual plays. But dancing to the 6-yard box, Reveal has to take it away. Kofa instantly dives in. LJ is pretty weak. Chance for a bump. Instead, Kofa goes to shot himself just over this time. And a looping LJ may well continue this play.
LJ dodges Zach. There's also a lovely pass towards Kofa, whose touch for once isn't perfect. Could have done a bit more there mechanically. And the ball trickles to Zach. That was the opportunism that led to him scoring the opening goal of this game. So far, the only goal of this game. That is a mammoth flick there from First Killer. And he'll follow up himself as well. Hit the crossbar this time. Zach, can he avoid the ball going underneath him? Yes, he can. Kofa's coming in. Hits the top corner. Big save by Reveal. And Diaz squirms it away.
I mean, again, SSG making sure the orbital cannons are aimed firmly at any shot that comes from Rebellion. Up high, Reveal, can't get it past LJ. Can clear it cornerwards. First Killer fakes him out. Now it's time for a 1v1. He loves these. He thrives on these. But Zach was there to shut him down.
Yeah, Zach knew that First Killer would be going for the edgeable bump and just waited, stayed grounded as long as he possibly could. And then he wasn't able to score. And then down the other end, Zach almost bundles that one home himself. Great play from Zach. Can't quite score from it, but puts the onus right back on Shopify Rebellion to do some defending.
Such low scoring game so far. 1-0, 3 minutes into game 3. With FK air dribbling it, loses his way somewhat, but with nobody challenging him, it does not matter.
It was yet another demo from Kofa, who was going to be in the nightmares of SSG today after the 10 he got last game. I'm not sure if that's his first one, this one, but it's certainly the most impactful that he's got so far because it made it so easy for FK to put it away.
That is also not just his potential first in this series, but his 49th in EWC history, joining the ranks in one of those top 3 spots alongside some of the game's greatest. An incredibly impressive and long career has the First Killer had so far, with LJ wanting to go wrap it around the side of Zach, isn't able to, but look, he lurks, he waits, sees what can happen, but First Killer can't sink it past the defense. Again, Zach standing firmly in his way.
SSG having to do a lot of defending right now. It's scary moments for their fans. That one to the ceiling. Reveal needs to get past LJ, can't do it, but it's a good 50 loss as far as Zach. Kofa's up against Zach, and Zach can't quite get the ball underneath him. Reveal's turn this time versus First Killer, who gets something on it, and that seems to be something we've seen at EWC. The defending from those situations has been so good.
And you can see the packed out crowd here live in Paris. So many people coming to see Carmine Corp, Vitality, Gentlemates, but sticking around to watch one of the greatest regions in the world in North America competing. Crowd's been fantastic so far at EWC, so make sure that you pop round if you've got time this weekend.
Yeah, if you're in Paris and you're not here, what are you doing? There is so much to enjoy, not just the Rocket League, but the other games as well. The chess finals today, it's all exciting. We get in there and Rocket League. Here is a pass towards Zach. Lovely, great finish.
Again, choreographed, a wonderful play from Diaz to get First Killer and Kofa to double commit. He puts it into that slight annoying spot where both had a claim to it, but neither of them commed it effectively enough.
Yeah, you got to be critical there. They should not both be going for that ball. It made it so easy for Zach. The finish was nice, but it didn't even need to be that good because the goalkeepers had just completely deserted their post. First Killer gets a touch now. Rebellion do still have time to get back into this one. Game 3 could belong to them. If First Killer puts this one away, he does pass one up against Diaz! And that must feel good against the 1v1 master.
His name is First Killer, but it's the 50th kill that he has made on his opponents at EWC. A stunning couple of 50s for the 50th. And with 30 seconds remaining, Rebellion draw level once again.
Just a shame there wasn't 50 seconds remaining. We'd have had all the 50s across the board. Here is First Killer. LJ gets that 100. Rebellion can smell blood. LJ goes for the defender, gets him. Did Kofa save it? I'm not sure. Was it a perfect pass? It's in the post again, and then Zach somehow redirects it to the corner.
He's going to want to sign that post at some point. They need to get it on their side. Zach, chance for a backflip flick. This time it pulls to Diaz in the middle. A pinch central shut down by Kofa lurking in his way. Final 10 seconds. Another overtime looming. Reveal towards one. Slapped with a pool noodle, unfortunately, by Zach towards the blue net. Reveal comes in. The double does go over his head. First Killer misses. Kofa to the ground. And overtime once more.
Overtime. Last time it was a long one. We had an entire extra game. How much do these players have in the tank? It'll be their only series today, whoever wins. So you have to leave everything there on the pitch. First Killer from his own backboard. Reveal doesn't fall for it. LJ's waiting, has Reveal in his way, so has to delay his jump a tad, and that will allow in Zach into the corner. Kofa can boom it forwards, and then First Killer knocks the remaining SSG attacker back to their own half.
In these swiping bumps from SSG, as soon as they put a pass in, they become a homing missile towards the Rebellion net. Remove a defender at your earliest convenience. A 50 from Diaz. It's a nice car turn to make sure that he's got as much body towards it as he can. Into that corner, Reveal intelligently plays it into the side. Kofa, can he jump on target? A little bit too weak, a little bit too wide, as SSG stay firm.
Chance here for First Killer, though. Lovely first touch. The catch is ideal. Then the dunk into the corner. Blocked by Kofa. 3-2. Rebellion go up in the series.
A lot shorter than last time. As Rebellion, they make sure to clear this one out when they have the chance. Only one post hit this game. Not as bad as they have been previously. And SSG, they've decided they need one more minute to think about things as our first Saturday timeout is taken.
Think they shall. They would have felt they were the better team in that game. They scored first. They were looking fairly comfortable until through came First Killer, and it was another devastating arrow into their heart by Kofa, who got that demo. Diaz pushed on. Would have thought they'd won it here with this goal from Zach, the double commit. Not the first we've seen this series from Rebellion. They did manage to come back.
Great 50s.
By the First Killer challenge against Diaz. They earned that overtime. And as you say, Stumpy, it wasn't as long. It was more explosive. That touch from First Killer again. We've been talking a lot when I casted this one versus Foot. I was saying how Justin is in the best form of his career. First Killer's the same. You know, he's really stepping right back up to the First Killer that is terrifying to the rest of the Rocket League world.
I think we definitely do. Oh my goodness. Sorry. In basically a 5-minute game, Zach with near 1,000 points, 6 saves and 7 shots. An incredible performance from him. He couldn't take the game, but he is really putting everything and leaving it out there on the pitch. And you say about First Killer, to go back to that, I feel like we normally think, he's like, he's a younger player. He's been around for a good few years. Bear in mind that he came onto the scene playing with Wanda and Chronovi on Rogue as his first organization. And there'll be so many young Rocket League fans who are like, who on earth is Chronovi? And to you, I say, how dare you? Go on YouTube, find out, educate yourself. But First Killer has been there from incredibly early on, and to see the resurgence of these older players, I love seeing the familiar faces when we come to lands like this.
21 years old now, which is the age of a relatively young footballer. Do you know what I mean? Like a proper sportsman could be 21. You don't think twice about it. And here he is, professionally playing Rocket League. And I do wonder if Expert is speaking to his team right now and saying, he's not saying how on earth. The players will be saying, how on earth do we deal with Kofa's demos? And you'd think they, of all people, would know. They've played with Kofa, but Kofa got 8 in the last game again, to top the 10 that he got in game number 2. My man is getting Exterminator awards, like Vatira gets MVP awards. He's racking them up. And Space Station Gaming is struggling to deal with that, because whenever they think they've got decent spread on the pitch, they're taken out.
And it is an incredibly well put together performance from Rebellion. Like we said, we've not shied away from the fact that they've not been doing too well, too hot at the start of EWC, but this is a brilliant start to game number 4 for them. Onto the double, it's an even better block from Zach, and again, that man came out of, quote, retirement at 16 years old and has just absolutely taken North America by storm. First Killer still has his reset, he's going to use it, but the ball is taken away from his possession.
I mean, we are in France, that's probably average for retirement here. I'm not sure what the age is, but if it wasn't, they'd complain, I'm sure. Here is LJ around the corner. First Killer waiting for that one. Diaz knocks it. Kofa was waiting. Brilliant positioning from Rebellion. Not quite as good a first touch, though.
Yeah, he wanted to get a little touch there, try and pop it. It's a beautiful block.
What do I know?
And First Killer can come in for the killing blow. Kofa slows it down, then immediately dives straight onto Reveal, and you see how close Rebellion play towards each other. That's what SSG have been doing in the previous games, and how they did so well against Carmine Corp. That close-knit form, and they can dive across, bam, 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 all 3 touches at the hands of Rebellion.
Yeah, so as I was saying, wonderful fake there from Kofa to really get that attack going.
Perfect.
You know, those of us who got the third sight are able to see what he was doing. First Killer tries to meet Diaz. Zach booms it forwards. Diaz is there, wants to get it on target, trying to thread the needle. LJ and Kofa both have to go for that one. It's a good double commit this time, and First Killer can't quite get the skim, but Space Station had to respect it, and that's opened up so much space. And Kofa, on top of his moment of genius from earlier, gets another.
He goes full court on his own. It's a wide touch brought in by the second, and the third is on target. The possibilities are endless as the infinity symbol shines in net, and Rebellion 2 in 1 minute.
Might be a third as well. Kofa again. He's sizzling hot right now. He goes to the ceiling, wants to get a floor pinch or a double. It's First Killer, tries to make it 3, nearly there. Also LJ. Rebellion could kill this one, and this is off the back, don't forget, of Space Station's tactical timeout.
Yeah, that timeout buff has not been it at EWC this season in particular. It has not been as useful, as successful as historically it has been. First Killer, an opportunity to get it central, but it's pumped along in the end as SSG need to really turn this engine on, get that bad boy whirring, because Rebellion have started something that feels unstoppable here in game number 4.
First Killer up against Zach, and I'd be so curious to learn if coaches have realized that tactical timeouts were huge, so they're changing their own play style. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're going to change something, so we will change it too. And rather than let the tactical timeout be a surprise or an ace up the sleeve, want to ask the coaches, but this is one to just watch so far. He wants to get the double flip reset, can't quite do it. LJ shoots a bit flat, falls to First Killer, must be 3. No, it's saved by Diaz this time. Desperation from SSG and Diaz.
It's a little bit too weak though from First Killer. I like the idea, it was a lovely reset, but any more speed on that, he could have sunk it. He has stayed behind this ball with a series of lovely little chain dashes. Halfway through, SSG, very few chances on net until finally Rebellion, they have their opportunity, goes the other side into the near Psycho, on target eventually. And Reveal lifts the curtain on what SSG have needed.
So much went on there. First, Rebellion had a chance. Then there was a lovely passing play to break out of their own goal by Space Station. First Killer almost gets the Psycho, just about misses, and it was read by SSG to put them back in this game. And Stumpy, we said that tactical timeouts didn't quite have the magic. 70% have been lost after taking the timeout. So Space Station Gaming are up against an opponent that, on paper, should win this game.
Having a tactical timeout be a debuff is crazy. But I suppose also, if you think of it logically, the team's already been losing, so is it just continuing that trend? I don't know. Statisticians that are a lot better than me will be able to figure that one out. Into the midfield, though, this ball goes. Reveal with the pop. They still need one more goal just to secure a third overtime in a row to the side post. Zach moves from defense and fires up the cannons to draw us level.
Yeah, Kofa pre-jump, but he didn't anticipate how good the Reveal challenge would be. Zach, on the other hand, did. He had full faith in his teammate, and you can see Diaz right now rocking up and down in his chair. He's getting into this one. The lean forward meme is happening right now for SSG. They're feeling it. That one goes all their way. Zach thinks he can go for it. First Killer prods it back, but it's going to fall to Reveal.
Onto the ceiling with a lot of speed, on target in fact, and First Killer's defense. Him and Zach have an absolute parity at every level of this series so far.
Firskiller has now hit 100 saves in Esports World Cup history. He's the third player to do so. He'll have to do more than save this game, though. How about a monster assist? LJ appearing when he is needed most. That symbol is up. Firskiller, the assist skim. What a ball cam off. See what Zach can do. And ultimately, mate, it is nothing. I reckon for Firskiller, that's the confidence of knowing he's just made his 100th save in Esports World Cup history, the third player to do so. He's like, oh, I'm the man.
It's got to be.
I can do anything. Can LJ do the same? Rebellion had their lead back. They were not tilted. They will not be dragged down by Space Station Gaming. Firskiller goes for the skim. It's nearly there. LJ's got 100 boost, though, to the ceiling with him. Wants to get the second touch as well. A demo opens it up for him. Was it that cheeky Kofa again? No, this time it was Firskiller. Diaz gets it as far as Kofa. Running them ragged right now, SSG. Zach's taken out. LJ waits for this ball. Every time there's an SSG clearance, it's falling to a Shopify Rebellion player. LJ goes for the musty, but it clears across goal.
And SSG, they may well start to look desperate if they go 3-1 down in this series. Midfield, Firskiller playing in offense, trying to get this ball in every which way other than into SSG's grasp. Zach has time at the back, but with no boost, he can't get too far. Reveal has to dive in, but that's a few vital seconds. Zach going for bumps, low boost. LJ can escape from that locked-on target. 30 seconds goal, and SSG, they're chasing one here. Rebellion are not making it easy.
Rebellion right now are making a huge statement that they are North America's #1 team. They are their present and their future, but LJ will have to defend against Diaz. LJ does just that. He's had such a solid game as LJ. Kofa up against Reveal. Firskiller there. The Shopify Rebellion rotations inch perfect as they try and see this game away.
Final 10. Kofa with 100 boosts is going to make this ball fly as far away from SSG as he possibly can. It's a great low block from LJ. Anywhere to the floor, they're going to be happy. Firskiller, a lot of boost too. A block can come through, will be successful. Next touch from Reveal stays high. Diaz, who's central for him. Zach, but he is low. And a smashing to the floor puts Shopify Rebellion on series point, and they have one eye on North America's crown.
They're getting there, slowly but surely. A team that sleepwalked into this tournament are beginning to open up and play the way we know they can play. LJ truly waking up. It was a great save from Zach there. This goal actually was probably my favorite of the whole game. The counter-attack that Firskiller was almost able to turn into a psycho and then reveal read Firstkiller's miss. Just fantastic play all around. When this one went in, you're thinking the momentum has swung almost permanently back to Space Station Gaming, but look at that touch from Firskiller, Stumpy.
And it only took 20 seconds for Rebellion to get the lead back. It's a stunning pass. It's a beautiful finish. And it's such a well-rounded team that Rebellion have shown up with today. You see fans in the crowd celebrating as they take down their third game. And this time, Diaz sits on top of SSG's points total. And it was quieter across the board for Rebellion, but having it be a lot more even was clearly still a winning formula.
Yeah, Rebellion barely getting anything on the scoreboard, and Space Station Gaming beats them all ends up in that regard. But as all football cliches will tell you, there's only one stat that matters, and that's the one next to the word goals. And Rebellion had 3 there. It was a counter-attacking game.
I mean, you talk about the counter-attacking, but I mean, the ball was in SSG's half for 66% of that game. And when SSG had their chances, they were shooting with 40% accuracy. So Rebellion quite happy to put it on target, or rather keep it in that orange side. And SSG, when they were able to get anything towards the net, in those rare opportunities, they were typically able to score them. But they need more possession here, do SSG. That one was close, but it didn't feel like it for a large swathe. And Rebellion Cole, they sit just one away from our semi-finals.
It is a long way back for SSG right now. Rebellion did similar against Foot, and there have been plenty of comebacks, if not any successful reverse sweeps so far in Esports World Cup. It's the one thing we're missing, the last string to our bow. Maybe we'll get there over the next couple of days. No chance of that, of course, because both teams have got games in this series. As Firskiller can't get enough towards Zach's touch. LJ with no boost is able to defend his backboard still. Reveal can take a couple of touches. It's a nervy start to this game, I feel.
I mean, there's so much riding on the line here. LJ has to get a convincing clear away again into the corner, making it awkward. Nice 50. 100 boost grab. Kofa is going to be able to clear it far. LJ immediately going for the bump. That's going to be just wide of target. Kofa, he has truly come alive in the latter half of this tournament. Again, a lot of disappointing plays from himself and LJ, to be completely honest. But now they are up to that level that Firskiller seems to just needs to activate for himself when he comes to land. Firskiller will offload the ball towards Kofa. Up high, LJ is midfield, but with no boost, he can't follow.
It's a demo there. Firskiller, though, is able to make something from it, still almost into the corner. Kofa, a man who in the last game only got 3 demos, so Space Station Gaming have certainly learned to dodge him somewhat. He gets the ball towards LJ. LJ, a couple of touches nearly there over the top. There's prods and there's jabs, and so far to me, Stumpy, it feels that Rebellion are looking more likely to get that knockout swing.
They're doing a lot of poke damage right now, and they're not necessarily breaking through the shields. He has just wide of target, and Zach with not quite enough boost to get himself around, and Rebellion's defense is fired up and ready to roll.
Yeah, Zach never looked comfortable. I think it was a scoring opportunity, but maybe he didn't realize how much time it had, and the ball was bouncing anyway. It was a tough one. Certainly a shot on target would have made the net ripple as Kofa almost gets that flip reset against Diaz. Firskiller gets it as far as he can and then stares down Reveal. Asks him what he's got. The answer is the ball read against him. Zach only as far as Firskiller maybe. No, Firskiller waits instead. Great patience right now from Rebellion. They know they don't have to rush, and SSG are the ones who are desperate to set the tone of this game.
Early on, we mentioned just how well SSG were setting their clock to this series. It is now absolutely swung towards Rebellion. 3-1 is a stunning result so far. Job is not done. LJ wants to find the backboard, but Diaz is going to be there instead. Absolutely pings it back again. Firskiller a catch, wants it more to be a block. 1-2. Chance for a shot to come through, but Diaz again a corner bound.
Reveal into the corner. LJ there again. Every time Space Station Gaming get this ball away, there's a Rebellion player. They're just waiting for them. Look at Firskiller getting that nibble there on Zach to give Kofa all the time in the world and all the space to go for the ball. Diaz loops it over his own goal yet again, but they're really piecing these chances together. Kofa up again. He wants to get the shot away. LJ watches to make sure the ball doesn't go over his head. It's going to be Rebellion soon.
And we're seeing just how close Rebellion do position themselves to each other. It's not really gone against them. It's Zach. He wants to set this series to himself. Isn't able to. Kofa only as far as Reveal. One with the reset, down for the double. Firskiller able to clear it away for now. Not quite enough forward momentum on that shot as Diaz. See just the positioning from both of these sides. They are playing on thin wire.
Yeah, Reveal just about got a touch there that took it away from the strike of the Rebellion player. SSG will be well aware that one more goal may sink them here in the quarterfinal. Knock them out in the top 8. It's a huge clearance towards Firskiller from Kofa. So they got their winner in the last game, a big clearance like that. SSG didn't expect it that time, but they did this time. Oh, and that's a lovely finish, but Firskiller reads it. Firskiller, the Rocket League genius, reads what nobody else could.
Who else would challenge that so slowly to get the shot on target? And who would save it until Firskiller again, the savior? SSG, they continue pushing. And what a horrible bump from Diaz that is. A stunning series of play from Space Station Gaming. And they go ahead with 42 seconds left.
You can see from the crowd there how many missed chances there were, or how many great saves, I should say. Even Zach's final shot there was not easy. Firskiller covered most of the goal. Here comes Reveal, wants to get that pass into the center. SSG, if they can seal this one, it would feel so good, but Firskiller is taking out defender. LJ then fakes it. Firskiller's waiting, but it's pinched to the side.
With a demo, removes Zach from the equation entirely. The danger man, 20 to tick down. LJ finds Kofa. Firskiller's a question, and he may well be the answer. Zach can clear it, left-hand wall. Final 14, it is becoming Rebellion full press.
Diaz to the side. Firskiller is there. He has boost. Gets a catch. Keeps it close to the wall. Reveal into the center. Kofa's there. He goes for the shot, trying to tease SSG out. LJ's going to have to wait here. Firskiller helps him out. Kofa's got no boost. Just trying to make sure that they can't slam this ball down. Both of them involved, keeping it up somehow and some way. Great challenge there from Kofa. There's a bump. No! Firskiller snatched it. And SSG do take the game. And that one was on.
A huge opportunity for FK. He didn't know it was coming. He had no idea the man with foresight couldn't get the positioning locked in. It was a dodgy 0-second play overall. I'd love to see that again. But SSG, they steal a game away, and they continue this series on for now.
What a read that was from Firskiller. At that point, you're thinking, is there any way they can bludgeon this ball home? And that bump there from Diaz. LJ got the... Well, LJ was taken out. Firskiller did his best.
Right, let's see.
He just had to not jump.
Well, he's low on boost. He had to get that ball as early as possible. He could have potentially, with that bump, boosted into it.
Yeah, so
And maybe even just like get, the catch like right on the front of your bonnet. And then just hop it over the line.
I was thinking when you jump just as the ball lands, and it's sort of like a half foot.
Yeah, just
and the ball stays like a millimeter
over the line.
It's one that I'm sure if there was a training pack of that moment, there'd be 10 ways to score, but you have to anticipate them all. You have to have full belief that it is going to happen. But that moment now is in the past. And what is in the present is Neo Tokyo looming in our windscreens. We're heading on over to Japan. So many key moments have happened here, infamous moments. Think of First Killer as well. We can't go to this without mentioning it. That was then and this is now. Rebellion, one game away. But SSG still alive.
We talk about the past of Neo Tokyo and with some of these players, but the future of North America rests in this series. First Killer, a backflip makes it awkward, but again, this slows it down enough. SSG don't necessarily expect that to happen. Bear in mind that whoever loses this, their key gets crushed. They are out of EWC 2026.
And if Space Station Gaming want to avoid that, one thing they'll have to do is stop this ball being in their half the entire time. It was in their half for over half the game last one. And this time, as soon as it goes in, there's 1-0.
And from the blind spot, First Killer absolutely leathers it, toe punts it, finds the top right corner. Crowd aren't happy. But Rebellion truly will be. What a start for Rebellion.
Zach up against First Killer, and First Killer another perfect block. It's a true captain's performance for him so far this entire tournament.
I mean, so impressed with FK. A player who has been so frequently on the precipice, wanting to banish those demons. If he gets first in North America, why not the world? Diaz wants to continue this pressure on. It's dribbled into the bottom right corner. And as everybody is caught slow on the ground, Reveal could sneak one home.
Yeah, LJ beaten to it by Diaz. Kofa was taken out by Zach as well, so a taste of his own medicine for Kofa. And that'll be good for Space Station Gaming to get themselves right back into this all-important Game 6.
This first minute has been a microcosm of what we've seen so far from these two teams. First goes wanting to be found by LJ, who couldn't get anything convincing from that flip reset. Still mechanical showing. Not necessarily what Rebellion are after. One pinch off the sidewall again, not quite what they're after, and snatching at the ball a little bit of Rebellion until the shot comes through. Diaz to save. Is that going to be trickling? 1, 2, no! Not quite enough pace on the ball, but that is the exact threat that SSG can put towards the Rebellion half. Time for a team pinch. Zach actually off the ground.
Kofa into the corner. Diaz, chance to shoot maybe. Instead tries to tee himself up. Not going to happen. Kofa for Rebellion with the counter-attack. Almost takes out Reveal. They've enjoyed that after being bumped for the earlier SSG goal. Zach comes forward this time. He's got a hunt for blood himself. Reveal against Kofa. LJ gets a reset onto that one as well. It's turned into a wave rush on the back wall. It's going to be Kofa now. Flip resetting it all the way forwards. End-to-end stuff right now. No team able to really keep control of that ball. Great touch there towards LJ, and two Space Station Gaming players have to block it.
A brilliant ceiling pass, though, from Kofa. I expected it to be tapped down. Instead, it was slammed upwards. Gets the same result. One pass across. Zach to shoot. Another save from the captain.
Kofa now forces it towards LJ. Great play for Rebellion. They've got it away. Kofa actually had a shot there. I didn't see that one coming at all. First Killer tries to get one of his own into the corner. Diaz emerges with it. Goes for the snapshot. Kofa has to get this save, and he can't. They've overcommitted. They didn't read it.
And Diaz managing to catch Rebellion off their line. Kofa turns to the side, thinking that Diaz might end up going on the wall. Instead, he just sees it open. He sees the keeper towards his own half and absolutely slams it. Space Station Gaming, a mid-game lead, but not for long!
That kickoff is complete perfection for Rebellion. It's disaster for SSG. It was the box shot. They both pinched into it, and Kofa was up and ready. And right away, Rebellion steal away any momentum that SSG might have grown.
Drawn level. 2.5 minutes. This series split by a hair right now. Kofa ceiling bound. First Killer's waiting for him. Can First Killer get to it? No, Reveal's there first. And LJ has been the man to hold down defense towards the back frequently when FK and Kofa go for it together.
He has taken out, but it will fall to Reveal. He gets it over top of LJ. It's going to be 3-2 SSG, and it's all Reveal. Zach's there to get his name on the score sheet, though.
And the last man ends up diving in. I mentioned LJ being the final player for Rebellion, and that's one of the few times he individually has been caught out, but he shouldn't have been left in that position. He had to dive on it. His momentum took him that way, and trending forwards was not the right play in the end. SSG capitalized on a big error.
And this time Rebellion can't score, at least straight from the kickoff. They have got control of the ball though. Kofa, a couple of touches into the back wall. Reveal and Diaz for SSG now coming forward. Diaz looking for all sorts of bumps and demos, making a nightmare of himself. So's Zach. Diaz into the middle. Reveal to the side. SSG have control of this ball right now. That is exactly what they want. They can do these little touches that take the ball away from Rebellion. They can steal those seconds away. They can make sure that Rebellion get itchy trying to get their equalizer.
Both up, not the best touch, but instead it works out pretty well. Becomes a threat for Zach, but as ever, handily dealt with Diaz onto the ceiling. Wanted the reset there, isn't able to get it, and LJ nearly slams it into him for a cheeky redirect.
LJ and Reveal in the 50-50. Diaz pops it towards Zach. First killer's on the back wall. Does Zach get it past? Not going to matter because Kofa was there to stop that question even being asked. Rebellion are doing their best now to defend from the front foot. LJ end-to-end, but no boost to do anything with it. Just has to try and get a challenge, and he's not even able to do that. So Kofa's going to have to restart, reset Rebellion over and over. They're attempting to go towards the SSG goal. SSG defending well up to now until First Killer gets a clean shot.
And First Killer, donning the armband, absolutely dusts the final defender to the ball. Corner to it, high speed, 3-3. With a minute left, Cole, Rebellion, they must be feeling the momentum start to shift their way. They're just hoping this doesn't go to 7.
So many important moments here. First Killer now within 1 in the all-time Esports World Cup ratings. How many goals he's scored? Will he get that? It will mean a lot if he does. Kofa has to put this one to the left and not get dunked by a Reveal. That's exactly what he's done. I'm surprised about that, but First Killer was waiting for it, so maybe that was the plan. Decent challenge again from First Killer. It's going to be awkward to defend. Kofa tries to redirect it, leaves it instead for First Killer again. And that was almost the record-breaking goal.
LJ midfield, who's there first? Diaz to send it long past the halfway line. Kofa has an opportunity to collect himself, collect the ball, and see where his teammates are. One reset does beat one. LJ can't make contact on the backboard. First Killer dives in, but only to make sure that he stresses SSG out.
What a touch that is from First Killer. Can't quite get the second touch though. Zach, boostless, gets the challenge. 15 seconds left. It's over into the centre. First Killer waits, but can't get there.
LJ now that final man. We've said that before. With no boost grab, leaves it for Kofa. Who's midfield for him? Who can help out?
It'll be First Killer into the corner. They have to get this ball away, SSG. They have to survive at least to overtime. It's dangerous. It could be a 0-second winner. Diaz runs it to First Killer. Saved by Zach.
Overtime secured. SSG playing with fire.
Their lives remain in their own hands, but only just. Can they force game 7? Diaz to the corner. This might be it. Deperia waits. First Killer saves though.
And normality may well resume in this overtime. One ball central, Diaz to send it long. Who waits back? This time it's anybody but LJ. With Reveal up high, central. And it's these early blocks coming in from Rebellion that have done so well so far. One fake to Diaz. Who's going to be waiting back for this? Zach just has to arrest the momentum of the ball, send it sideward. But First Killer waits. He lurks and looms, sees the top corner, but he cannot seize the day.
Yeah, it's a great block there from Zach. He had to watch First Killer all the way, but LJ's coming again. Wants to go underneath Diaz. He does do exactly that. Reveal, the world's most confident touch in a horrible position. Now he's trying to turn it into a goal. What a catch that was from Reveal.
And First Killer, he manages to nip it again from the shadows. One pump long. Reveal manages to clear it away into the corner. And a brief slowdown in this game. Ooh. A speed up from FK, who's central for him. It is only Diaz awaiting.
Diaz up against Kofa. LJ, he gets there next into the corner, into the center. Diaz was tracking that one all the way, I think. He'll have 100 boost now to play with as well. He wants to go high with it. First Killer says absolutely not to that and gets it back towards Zach.
He says, nah, you know what, mate? You've done enough. Let's not play that game, LJ. Finding only First Killer on the side. I say only First Killer. It may well be what they need. The Kofa, his opportunity to shut down SSG. They are pushed back in defense over and over again.
Yeah, dicing with death as Diaz defends diligently. Here comes LJ. His shot. He's got the reset. He must get it over, and he leaves, and he couldn't quite get the angle.
He didn't have the boost to get down far enough, but Kofa does with one opportunity. is alleviated with his responsibilities of the ball. SSG have barely had a sniff at offense in 2 minutes of overtime.
It's all First Killer yet again. Gets it over the top towards LJ. It's nearly there. It's so close for Rebellion. They just can't get that ball over the line. Zach forces it into the corner yet again, and LJ keeps them under the cosh. This is unbelievable.
More chances emerge for Rebellion. The heat map glowing orange in the orange half. Reveal can't even get it past the halfway line, shut down by First Killer, but counter-attacks have been SSG's game here on Neo Tokyo. Zach to shoot, blocked out by LJ. Up high he goes, checks low, sees who's going to be there to face off against him, and it's Reveal again. And Reveal really has been reading everything that's come his way. Fakes out one, ends up going low. It's one demo in the midfield, one is removed, it's 2v3. Reveal central, that pinches it away from the goal.
Yeah, heavy hands there for that pinch. You can sense the nerves right now. It's always going to be the case this late on in any overtime, let alone at this stage in the series. First Killer into the center. That's so risky. Oh no! History's repeated. SSG do force the seventh after defending for what felt like an age.
It's a nightmare on Neo Tokyo for First Killer again. Thankfully, not series deciding, but it could well be another step on the road for an SSG victory. As First Killer has done so well through this series so far, that is how tight these two teams are. One individual error sealed Rebellion's fate.
And that is a man that needs a friendly word in his ear as soon as possible. Because First Killer has been practically flawless this series. Even in that game, he was excellent. Constantly the thorn in Space Station Gaming's side. They took the lead there with 2.5 minutes left. And Kofa got the pinch. And who was it that got the all-important equalizer? It was First Killer, but what will he remember, Stumpy? Will it be any of these chances? Will it be the assists, the shots, the near goals, or will it be that?
I'd say as well, Reveal, that is such incredible play. He knows where First Killer wants to put it. He knows that First Killer wants to absolutely slam it the other side, as they have been so far. He boosts so that First Killer can hear him, and then ends up just waiting, sees his bad touch, can finally score against a very low boost Rebellion. It was so much pressure put on by SSG that they didn't have at any point throughout the OT.
And we didn't say as well, immediately Rebellion made their own tactical timeout, so they are currently in the midst of taking their extra break. And, you know, the bright lights, the cameras in your face. Before they were welcoming, before they were inviting, celebratory, now suddenly they feel intrusive. After you make a mistake like that, after your team have lost, after being in such an attacking position, in such a great position throughout that overtime, they had full boost control, they had full pitch control. You lose it and the air is just sucked out the room and it suddenly feels like a very lonely place.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to turn to Violent Panda. That's where you have to turn to your teammates.
But that's how fine these margins are at EWC in Rocket League between these two masters of North America. There is one game now separating either from the throne, from the crown of their domestic region. One more set of 5 minutes. A single opportunity. And on Parc de Paris, one of them will go through into the semi-finals. They were facing off against the best of Europe as well. Still 4 European teams left in. These guys get to face off against one of two. And Parc de Paris will be our site, our final battleground for these two incredible rosters.
Well, we predicted before it started that a Game 7 maybe was potentially looming. And based on what we've seen so far, I don't think anyone's too disappointed that this one will go the distance. Rebellion must have thought they'd had it, but they got to keep on going. Space Station Gaming surviving. Here is LJ, though. He gets a couple of touches, wants to get the pinch, but Zach doesn't let him.
We should remind ourselves too, Rebellion were 3-1 up in this series after SSG won game number 1. They had it in the palm of their hands, and it has been ripped away momentarily by SSG.
SSG, the survivors of North America. Reveal has this one in the corner. It feels like it's been so long since they had proper control of the ball. They did there. Reveal almost forced a goal, but there was a big save, pushing the ball to the side as Zach tries to get another one going. First Killer, key couple of touches, now up against Diaz. Great challenge too. First Killer, that's more like it. Reveal, does he boom this one away? Yes, he does, but he follows it too. Kofa is taken out. Not going to matter too much because First Killer had already pre-jumped and was waiting for that one. He just wants to get on the ball as much as possible, First Killer. That's the sort of personality he has.
Great boost grab as well from First Killer. He'll just keep this attack going. it means that the SSG attacking player has to go back into his own half, or at least root himself via some boost. Let's pop out as Reveal catches, and he really has been the silent master of this game. I've been incredibly impressed with what he's been putting forward.
Over on his own back wall. Ball was a little bit peeled away, so it'll be too easy to do too much with this one, but with minimal air roll, he makes sure to get as much distance on that ball as possible. Reveal gets it forward. Diaz is nipping at First Killer, but First Killer times his jump well enough to get it towards Kofa.
It's nipping at his heels, but First Killer keeping up that speed with one play from Kofa. Gets it around the top, but Diaz easily alleviates control of the ball from him. Kofa can't get a skim from there. That is going to be absolutely horrible to deal with. And Diaz compounds that problem. SSG at lead in 2 minutes.
A perfect touch from Zach, and Diaz via the demo as well. It was a demo that flung him towards the waterfall, and it must have felt refreshing there. And look at that explosion from Diaz. SSG the lead.
And I believe it may well be the deciding factor. Such a low-scoring series so far, but 3 minutes to defend at least for the boys. One over the top, Zach to clear it away, corner mound. As Reveal takes control here, nobody comes up to meet him. This is playground up in the skies, flying above the Eiffel Tower. Kofa with one double tap down, but nobody to follow, only as far as Diaz.
And here he is, the goal scorer.
Oh!
Get a second one. And then I think it was Reveal swiping away. Some sort of miscommunication in defense to make it 2-0.
I don't know who went where. First Killer thinks he's going up the wall. LJ then creeps forwards. He wouldn't have got back LJ even if Reveal wasn't there to get the block on him. And again, a miscommunication. LJ, the final man.
Now Rebellion, full pressure up against you. SSG beginning to run away with this game 7. It will be their 3rd game in a row, as you mentioned, Stumpy, if they can get it. First Killer gets the catch. He has to get his team going again. He is the talisman that they need, but maybe Kofa can help out. First Killer tries to take out Diaz. One more goal may well sink Rebellion.
Going back from 3 in such a low-scoring series as well, especially the defense from Zach and Reveal in particular. I'm so impressed with both of them. First Killer, a little bit of time here, but Zach makes sure to shut that down as early as he can. Isn't able to, but does force that big pumping pass to come through. Kofa bumped away from it, and SSG, they will burn a little bit of time here. That is more than okay with the boys in orbit.
Great catch though from LJ. He has the flip reset. Can't do too much with it. He needs his teammates to help out with some bumps, with some follow-ups. It was Kofa in the end. Just a little bit too slow, a bit too languid. First Killer towards Zach. More great defending from SSG. We've seen before they can do this. They can see games away. They did it in game 1. And now they are 1 minute and 45 seconds. And touching it back towards their own half is such a clever move.
But despite all of these long shots that are coming through, Rebellion need to make sure that they do just hold firm. There is time. There's 100 seconds remaining. They've scored 2 in about 30 in previous games. They do not need to rush this.
Zach to the corner. Rebellion just can't keep control of that ball. Kofa up against Diaz. Lovely win there from Kofa. First Killer catches it. Almost gets the doink over the top. Nearly surprising SSG. But they refuse to bow down. Kofa beats a couple of them. There's always one more SSG player back.
One clear away. 70 ticking down. Diaz removes First Killer from the play. And then quickly dives straight back in. You're seeing Rebellion, they're throwing themselves at this. They're making it so hard for themselves. SSG, they're being horrible to play against. They'll take any possession they can get.
Yeah, the way they play, they are one of the best at keeping a lead in all of Rocket League. So good at sitting those seconds. That one goes. Goal from LJ. Go for towards First Killer, can't do it.
One long clear here for SSG. It's going to burn down 5 more seconds. Reveal decides to keep it close instead. He's low on boost, can tip it round 1. It's then removed from the pitch.
Kofa has to boom this one. Diaz was pre-jumping but won't get there. LJ almost takes out Reveal. Isn't able to do so. Here's Diaz. Can he put this one on target nearly? Gets the second nearly again. Zach tries to break his way through, but no.
It's all just vital seconds though. In the final 15, Kofa sees LJ mid, but with no boost, he can't do much.
Here's LJ, has to score it. It's not quite on target again. And the seconds now bleed away. Kofa First Killer pre-jumping, but it's desperate for Rebellion.
The opportunity was there. SSG, they had to come back, and they have done so. The new Kings of North America, Space Station Gaming.
This, perhaps the moment where the young blood emerges, led by their Brazilian talisman. They go to shake the hands of Rebellion. A Rebellion who will be in serious pain yet again. Inquests will begin. But this is Space Station Gaming's day. They're making it through to the semi-finals, and they needed 3 in a row to do so.
The mentality coming through from the youngest squad at EWC 2026 in Rocket League is remarkable. They sit on top of North America. NRG have been toppled. Rebellion move out of the way. And SSG have got a lot to be proud of, Cole, but job, my friend, is not done just yet.
No, of course. They'll be keeping a close eye on who they'll be facing in a later round. But we're going to find out what they think so far. How do you deal with the emotion after all that? I'm glad I don't have to.
I know I keep saying this every day, but how entertaining is this game? Incredible scenes in our first quarterfinal here. SSG through to the semis, and I'm standing by with Reveal. You never stop believing. You never gave up.
Yeah, that's right. We would have won if we just stopped believing.
Where does that belief come from when it gets so tough out there?
Just my teammates, honestly. Like, we all just push each other forward all the time.
Obviously, any win feels incredible, but how different does it feel when it's a regional rivalry like that? It's not an international one. It was a chance to prove how good you are in North America.
Yeah, I'm just 100 times more happy that we beat First Healer.
Really? Tell me why.
I don't know. I don't think he's good.
I mean, do you think that there's a lot of talk at the moment about how young you are as a team, but maybe everybody should just start talking about how good you are as a team?
I mean, yeah, we just needed some experience, and now that we got it, I think that we could have a good tournament going forwards.
Does it give you an advantage, that youth and energy coming in? Do you feel like there's less expectation on you?
Kind of. Yeah.
Do you want to go crush a key?
Yes, let's go.
Let's go and do it, Reveal. We've just seen the Key Crusher revealed behind Reveal now as we walk over here for the first time on Saturday. Our Keymaster will join you here and talk you through it. SSG, what a performance, what a battle that we've witnessed here. What a series to start off the day. And Shopify really spent this tournament fighting back from the edge. This time, SSG pushed them off it. Reveal brings the Key Crusher crashing down. Now, I asked you just one last question, Reveal. I asked you briefly a moment ago, just before we came on, do you think you can win this thing? And you said maybe. I think your fans believe that you genuinely can. What are your thoughts on whether or not you can raise that trophy tomorrow?
We just have to keep on being confident and play our game, and maybe, I don't know, it will happen.
All right, thank you so much for the interview. Congratulations on an impressive win. SSG moves on into the semi-finals.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. You see my name in the lights, better get right, champion.
The crowd is completely overflowing outside the arena here over for the chess action that's taking place because we're already in the finals. A player that maybe not everybody expects to be seeing up on the stage today against Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of semi-called me out there, to be honest, after I've predicted against him like 3 times in a row, and he's somehow won 3 times in a row as well.
Are you going to do it a 4th time?
Nah, yeah, no, I am. I'm predicting against him again. It's Denis Lazovic in the final for AGL, playing against Magnus Carlsen. It seems like this one's a definite. I'm not gonna say it is, but it seems that way. Magnus Carlsen obviously representing Team Liquid as well, so they're desperate to get some points on the board.
Correct.
But more importantly for AGL, they're at the top of the leaderboard at the moment, want to try and run away from Falcons, who were both locked down in that 3-4 playoff. So they guarantee themselves 500 points, and they're getting just ever so closer to AGL's heels. So a win here would put them further and in a stronger position to hold.
I mean, AGL already had a ceremony of putting their key in the trophy, so you never know. Maybe that was just him getting prepped and warmed and ready. But that's it for now. If there's anything that changes, we'll of course let you know.
I'm here on the floor. I've got Mizu, I've got Wes, Rocket League creators, Esports World Cup. We're watching the games, checking out the games. But before we get into the Rocket League, Wes, any other things you've been checking out here at the Esports World Cup?
This has just been the most insane experience. Like, chess is right over there. We saw Magnus Carlsen playing. That's like my dream chess match to watch. So everything's been so great. And also, I've even been playing some Rocket League with Mizu and carrying him. I'm trying to get him all the way up to SSL because he struggles a lot. So that's basically what I've been doing.
Yeah, I hear that Mizu does struggle at Rocket League a fair bit. Hasn't done too much himself. What are your thoughts on that, Mizu?
I don't know what he's talking about struggling in Rocket League. I mean, I personally guaranteed NA top 4 at the Esports World Cup by drawing those picks for NA, Shopify to play Space Station. So saying that I struggle when I literally got top 4 for NA is kind of insane.
I mean, what happened with those picks? You managed to get every region playing themselves.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I could like see through the balls and I was like, oh, this is a dramatic matchup. So I was just like intentionally rigging everything. So it ended up working out.
Yeah, he's joking though, by the way, just so we can make sure. Any other games? I hear you guys have been playing a little bit of CS as well, checking out that action.
We have been playing a lot of CS. I will give Mizu some credit. He's pretty good at CS, but I'm obviously better. That's about it. We've been playing a lot of CS out there, playing all the games here, to be honest.
Perfect. Then focusing on the Rocket League, do you guys have a prediction of who's going to win the EWC Rocket League right here?
Well, actually, let me check my email really quick. No, I don't have any sponsor offers from org, so I'm going to pass on that one.
I like it. He's a company man without a company.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, I can read the future. Remember this interview. Falcons win.
Falcons get the job done. I love it. Well, it sounds like these two are going to go probably fight off air after this. So thanks for hanging out, boys. Cheers.
Yes, that in fact is a group of ninjas in pajamas. They're rolling in as NIP E-Stars are looking to represent for Europe against a fan and hometown favorite. There is Archie and the Gentlemates rolling into the STC Arena. It's the quarterfinals, and we are about to see another interregional showdown as I welcome Achieves and Hercules to the desk. I want to start with you, Pocket Square. What do I need to know about NIP versus Gentlemates, and what have they done so far?
Yeah, Gentlemates probably the favorites if you want to start anywhere. They do have a little bit more pedigree overall, a little higher placements in interregional competition, but NIP is playing an exceedingly good tournament.
It's going to get real out in here. I'm going to need mics next to Chin, says audio guys. So Lise, break it down for me. Why is it so hype in the venue tonight?
These are two of the biggest fan bases, and of course the Gentlemates, they brought the drums, they brought the flags, they're sitting right front and center. NIP are also kind of gathering the hate watchers on this side, right? Anybody from EU that has been taken out, or potentially, between Vitality and Carmine Corp, if they deem them the easier matchup, they might be hate watching with them. So it's going to be a really busy crowd today.
The fans sure have their fandom in store for you guys on tonight's show, and we have two very special guests to talk about it live. We got Brox and Itachi, and I want to start with you. Mr. Roadhog, why did you get called out on the stream earlier this week?
I don't hear you, Pocket. I don't hear you.
Okay.
T'as mieux, je crois, non?
Can you hear me now? I see you over here.
I don't hear you.
Can you see me? Brox,
Okay, I hear you.
I see you. Do you hear me?
You can hear the
They hear. Perfect. It's loud in here. It's so loud. It's so loud. Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll come back. We'll come back to you. We'll come back. There's a lot to talk about, though, with the Gentlemates, and it's awesome to see Brox here, one of the biggest YouTubers. He's a Call of Duty pro that started the Gentlemates alongside Gotaga. They've got Squeezy in the mix. They've now got one of the biggest names in Rocket League co-streaming. Hercules, the fans have been watching this team for years. Will this be another opportunity at an EWC trophy in 2026?
Man, this definitely could be. The mates, they have been on an absolute run all of this season. I expect nothing less here, especially with the fans, right? It plays a huge part into the mentality of feeling like everybody here is on your side.
The Chiefs, can you hear me over there?
I can hear you. I got you.
Excellent. It is roaring in the arena, and I have a feeling the Gentlemates fandom is going to be on one side of the stage. Does this affect NIP?
I think NIP kind of knows that they were never going to be the favorite, no matter what. So I'm not sure they're too worried. There's also a lot of veteran presence over on NIP as well. I think they're familiar enough with playing in some hostile environments before.
And of course, they've got the megaphones, they've got the drums, and that young lady in the blonde that just walked off camera at the very bottom, she has been drumming for 6 weeks straight. Make it 7 if you include Major 4 back at Paris for COD. We are also here in Paris for Rocket League. What has been the story of European Rocket League? Is this the strongest division? Are we going to see a future champion coming out of this match?
There is definitely, there is a very good chance, yes. I anticipate anybody from Europe should always be in that top 4 somewhere, but I will argue Mina has looked insane, and the way the bracket's playing out, somebody from either should end up there somehow.
Well, speaking of Mina, Twisted Minds was representing Mina, and they had to go up against NIP, who dealt them a Game 5 loss. So let's take a look at some of the big highlights here, because you're going to see some names over and over again. Achieves, who's their top striker on this squad?
Yeah, over on NIP, it's probably going to be a mix between Urius and Oli. I'm not sure if you could really go definitively one way or the other, but you can always trust CRR on the defensive side of the ball. He's always been a top quality defender for a long time.
I'm right there with you. It's kind of whoever you're getting on the day. The other day here at EWC, Oli absolutely had stepped up. He was completely disgusting. You knew that if Oli had the ball in the space, that ball was finding its way in. But on the flip side, Twisted Minds it's a blind hat trick of who decides they want to be the man that day.
I like that. You got 3 weapons. The opponent never knows which one is going to be the sharpest. CRR has done a fantastic job of demoing folks. He's done a great job on the save side. Where is his impact felt most in Rocket League?
Oh, that kid is everywhere. He's really good. He truly could be a difference maker if he decides to step up in this one. I got to take a look back at his stats over, compared to yesterday, but I don't know. I think
let's take a look at some of these stats, guys. Okay. I've got 2 fantastic stars to look at. CRR on your left, Oski on your right. If you're looking for goals, clearly the man for the Gentlemates has had that position. When it comes to saves, CRR has been back in the net. Achieves, are you looking forward to a showdown between these 2 players?
Yeah, I would definitely love to see it. I think overall, I take CRR positionally. That guy's always in the right place, exactly where you need him. But that being said, it's not free. Gentlemates is a fantastic roster for a reason.
Elise, how's your French?
Oh, oui.
I like that.
I have a feeling we may be listening to a little bit at the end of this matchup. The fans are going wild. 1 minute and 20 seconds from the walkout. NIP definitely going to be the underdogs. Are they the statistical underdog as well?
Yes, definitely. Definitely is maybe.
All right, give me like a
little harsh, but do your hot take, Achieves.
Percent win chance for NIP is probably like, I'll give them 40. 60-40 feels all right.
What did you give them in the match against Twisted Minds?
Like 30, probably 30.
And they pulled it off there. It was a best of 5. Does a best of 7 do good things or bad things for NIP?
I think it does bad things, honestly. I think the Gentlemates run on adrenaline, and it's all here for them. We'll see.
Gentlemates running on adrenaline seems to be the easy answer for a lot of us in the venue, and the folks at home agree. 88% are riding with the Gentlemates, and if you thought it was loud right now, off camera, I see a sea of turquoise and pink walking in for the Twisted Minds. They are coming over from another arena. We have PUBG Mobile, we've got chess, we've got Rocket League, all going on live here at EWC. So if you haven't already, open up your YouTube browser, open up multiple tabs, and watch all of the action, because we are just jumping into the quarterfinals. Final predictions. How many games, Elise?
All the way. All the way to the end.
Gentlemates in 6.
Gentlemates in 6, gentlemates in 7, gentlemates in 5.
Whoa!
Ice cold.
This every time, but being around the Gentlemates fans is so contagious. Lou, you got this.
Yes, I got this. Lucas, qu'est-ce qu'on peut dire? NIP, what do you want to say to NIP?
We are coming for you. Go back home.
Go back home, Ian. That's what he said.
Go back home. You guys are crazy. Oh, man, I just want to stay with these guys, but we got job to do. We've already seen one team in SSG lock in a semi-final spot here at the STC Arena at the Esports World Cup in Paris. It's time for another Europe versus Europe, and the home crowd are going to be going crazy for this one.
Oh, yeah, and the NA versus NA wasn't disappointing at all. Game 7 games. I feel like there's going to be the same between our two teams because there's lots of history. Two players facing their former organization. It's going to get crazy.
All right, let's welcome our first team onto the stage. It's Ninjas in Pajamas! A chorus of boos. Who'd have thought it? But nobody had NIP cruising through the upper bracket on their bingo card. These guys do not mind. This team has made a habit out of being awkward, stubborn, and extremely difficult to put away. And Oli knows this stage better than most. He was one series away from the EWC trophy last year. Let's see if they can handle their opponents, Lou.
And against them, you know them, it's Gentle! Gentle! They bring the noise, but right now, they are also bringing in the hottest striker in the tournament. Oski is scoring at a ridiculous rate on the pitch. And when Mate starts fitting that attack, games can disappear very, very quickly.
There's a festival atmosphere here in Paris, but NIP are looking to crash the party.
Thank you very much. I want to hear from you boys. Archie and CRR, of course. CRR, first of all, I want to say that good lucks are not allowed on this stage. When I'm on the mic, you can't just wish good luck to the other. So you know that Gentlemates are going to be having a fourth player with them. Are you scared about it? What do you want to tell the Gentlemates fans?
I mean, really nothing. I've already been in a situation like this, and I can scare my core fans too. So it's just another noise in the crowd is fine.
Just a little bit more noise in the headset, of course. Historically, Archie and IP have been a difficult team to beat. Why is it going to be different today?
I mean, the heavy favorites, they went for uppers and we went through lowers, so it's going to be a hard game.
It's going to be a hard game. Is that all you got for me?
Let's see in a match, man.
Let's see in the match handshake, and I'm going to let you boys get back to the team. Gentlemates versus NIP starts now.
Face-to-face, cordial. Bumper to bumper. That's going to be a different story, Johnny. NIP taking on Gentlemates. We just saw the dark horse of North America, SSG, make it through. I think it's fair to say that NIP is the dark horse of EU.
Well, you know, it's interesting because Archie just said that NIP is a heavy favourite. So I don't think he believes that. But
perhaps
probably trying to stay
mind
humble here. Doesn't want to curse himself. Doesn't want to curse his team. But I think Gentlemates are the favourites. NIP are the team coming from the upper bracket. They've played fantastic Rocket League this week. But Gentlemates are, throughout the season, they're the team who have consistently been making runs in brackets. NIP have yet to do that. They've looked, pretty good in group stages before, pretty good early stages of tournaments. They don't show up for the playoffs, at least not in the RLCS majors. So I've got to see it to believe it.
Well, which players are you looking at? I know for me on NIP, I was highly impressed by Oli in the matches leading up to this. He seemed to be the catalyst for NIP's offense. He was also going for some crazy plays, but he seems to play at a different level at the Esports World Cup, making it to the finals last year. But what other player should we be looking at?
I mean, I'm looking at Oski for mates. He's, I think, had to play second fiddle to Nas for most of the season because Nas has been just extraordinary with the level he's played at. But Oski for this team is equally effective, in my opinion. These are the 1-2 punch. Archie at the back holding it down. So I'm looking at Oski to keep up his incredible form that he's had at the Esports World Cup so far. I do like that you mentioned Oli, though, for NIP. He's the player who needs to be consistent. Because time and time again throughout the season, we've seen great Rocket League from him, but there are those random games where he just makes unnecessary blunders in defense in particular, giving away free goals. That's the thing that I want to see NIP avoided.
And you talk about giving away free goals. That is not something that Gentlemates struggles with. They have only allowed a single goal per game across all their matches up to this point. So Gentlemates have a strong defense. Will NIP be able to punch through? Already we see Jorius on the attack, but Nas, nice play on the back wall.
Yeah, early threat there from Jorius. Nothing that mates can't handle, of course. Like you mentioned, #1 defense, equal with Vitality for the event so far, but more impressively, they're only letting in a goal per game. That's a lot more than you're going to get as the tournament progresses.
I think Oski's averaging a little over 1.5 goals a game himself. So that just shows you how deadly Gentlemates can be.
I think for NIP, it's more important that they start well. Gentlemates can come back. They've done it time and time again this season. They'll have the belief from any deficit in this series, but NIP, if they go down early here, if they start to take some L's, lose game 1, lose game 2, I think the heads could quickly go down.
Archie's going to go for a pass in field. Oski just missing that one. The setup's starting to come for Gentlemates. Archie flip reset challenge, but kicks off to the side. Mass back out to the middle. Gets a 50 on her, gets a touch on her rather, and it launches all the way back to Oski. Jorius trying to pick the pocket. Jorius with a little head fake. CRR with a well-timed challenge. Jorius also getting a piece of that. This is NIP marching downfield. And now they give up the ball. Archie, full boost on the dribble. Goes for the 50. Archie punches through and gets Gentlemates on the board first.
What a fake flick by Archie. Completely fooling the goalie, who was only in that position. But, the ball wasn't really sitting in a position he could rip a flick with. So it's smart, even if he didn't plan that when he initially jumped. Really good adaptation to just fake that one out. Are they going to concede? No, off the inside of the post. After the kickoff goes the way of NIP. And we're talking all about Nas, all about Oski. Archie's the one who gets the first goal with a solo dribble.
Oh, other shot from Oski. That one narrowly being saved. Nas going to try to keep this in the corner. Steals the corner boost. CRR, 16 boost left. It's around one. Tries to 50 it. It's back to Oli. Oli as the challenge. Now Archie, another bounce shot. Archie is the tip of the spear for Gentlemates.
Too good, too quick. Nas lost the race to the boost, but it didn't matter because he still got to the ball first. Jory is usually when you win the race to that boost in the back corner, you can get to the ball as well, but he got tripped up in the exchange. Slowed him down. He couldn't recover for the goal line save.
And you saw Oli and Jorius both on that back wall. Somebody needed to be up in front of that shot. NIP giving Gentlemates that space. Now CRR off the ceiling. He's going to look for Oli. Oli goes for the shot, but a save from Oski.
Love the passing play from NIP on the transition. Just rapid on the counter-attack. Gentlemates, like we talked about, are so difficult to score on. NIP are pushing themselves to the limit. They've hit the post in the follow-up attack.
And Archie's moving this ball upfield. A lot of people talk about Archie's defensive capabilities, but this game it's been all offense from Archie. We've seen big saves from Nass and Oski on the back line as well. Just going to show you how well-rounded this Gentlemates team is.
They're really forcing NIP to be perfect in offense. NIP have already shown that they're trying to play as quickly as possible, but they're also trying to be as accurate as possible, going only for the corners of the goal. They've got to take their time a little bit. Gentlemates are not going to let them score with the first shot on many offensive presses. You're going to need to keep them in defense for a bit. You're going to need to take one shot, a second one, then maybe after the recoveries start to slow down, you can look for the goal.
Nass trying to control that. Out to the middle. Oli interfering. CRR doesn't have enough boost to go for the double. Does get space for Jorius to take a shot, but didn't have a lot of boost himself. Shot wasn't that threatening. Now another infield pass. CRR up off the ceiling. Now to the backboard. It's through, but the defense out in front prevents Jorius from taking the shot right away. But boost is in trouble right now for Gentlemates. You can see everyone's low. There's a demo as well. Jorius slowing things down, picking the defense apart bit by bit.
That's more like it from NIP. They're not rushing the shot. Jorius takes his time, gives CRR time to get the bump in front of him, and then he picks a spot in the top corner. Jorius has been so composed with every celebration this weekend, whether it's a goal or a game or a series win. He's just waiting, leaving the celebrations till later in the tournament.
Stoic. You see another demo from behind. Patience on display from NIP in that last play, but they leave the net open and Nass will pounce. A 2-goal cushion with only 45 left. That is a big goal for Gentlemates.
Yeah, it's too simple. Jordy is coming up close there. He's hoping that CRR wins the 50 forward so that he can get a head start on the race to the ball. The 50's gone backwards. That would be okay if Jordy was just sitting off a little bit deeper. The synergy letting down. Ninjas in pajamas there. They're off the post again. Follow-up comes through. It's gone backboard and then post again. How many times have we seen this game? Gentlemates, they've conceded their 1 goal a game, their average. Are they going to concede another? They do. It's Oli who makes it 2.
And you saw CRR playing bully. Gets that tip into the middle and then immediately goes bump mode on Nass. Nass, if he doesn't get bumped, is going to save that ball. Very smart play from CRR.
And he's done that on both of the goals. So Gentlemates capitalizing with physical play. They know that the shots are not going to be good enough. Got to combine it with something else. They've got time to work with here. NIP push Gentlemates back again. Gentlemates just looking for the hard clear. Oski rips a redirect into the backboard. They've got to be careful here. As NIP counter-attack though. They've got momentum here. They've got Gentlemates backwards in defense. Chance to tie the game. What a save!
Still airborne. Oski gonna try to guide this to the ground. Still alive. Jorius going for a bump and hits off his car. Holy! Mere centimeters off the ground, but it goes in.
Another bump, this time Jorius. After hitting the ball to the backboard, he bumps the goalie. I think he actually got hit back into the ball and he's back past it to Oli. They didn't know much about it, but into overtime we go.
Unbelievable from Oli and NIP. Can they take advantage of this extra life that they've been given?
Well, looks like we have settled into this overtime. No kickoff shenanigans, no immediate advantage. This is going to be where Gentlemates do their best work this series. It's in the tense moments. They've been able to keep their heads cool, playing everybody close. Even after losing to Falcons, Nass says, 3-2 overtime, that's not too bad. We'll take that, move on, learn from it, and be better next time.
Unreal save from Nass as well. It looked like that was going to be enough to close the game out for Gentlemates, but the determination from NIP is undeniable.
Yeah, only keeping the shot high enough as well. It looked like it might just graze the grass on the way in, but it did make it. And that was after the favorable corner bounce as well. As many famous 0-second goals in Rocket League history have required a corner bounce in the build-up.
Nass, ground to air with a full tank. Gets the reset. He's going to push forward. Oli pinching it hard out. Oli playing phenomenally well. Oli again gets demoed, but still moved that ball upfield. Oski with lots of boost is going to try to take this ground to air. Jorius off the sideball challenges, hits it up high. Nass past Oli, but Jorius is there. Jorius back to the ball. It's hit by Archie. CRR in the middle, off the ceiling. Jorius tips towards net. What angle was that?
I don't know how he got that close to the goal. Great attempt there by Jorius. Gentlemate saved by the post. Another chance for Jorius. He can't get it past the attacker this time, the defender, I should say. But they've got Gentlemates in a tough position. Archie with a huge clear. Oski knocks it on a little bit further. He's got more in the tank. He gets beaten by Jorius, and NIP are starting to win those midfield races, James.
They certainly are, and you saw how much boost was wasted by Oski as well. We've seen NIP be able to pick apart Gentlemates when they've been on low boost, so you have to be careful if you're mates. Nass, pass off the corner. Archie trying to tip it up, but no one was there. Now Oli looking for a 50, doesn't find it. Nass against Jorius. Jorius shuts it down. It's a second touch, and you can see that slow down Oski.
Lovely touch again by Jorius. He's just getting perfect contact on the ball. Very precise touches. And that's always a sign that a player's on their A game. Will he be able to maintain that through a long series with overtime already extended to 3 minutes? The series just gets that little bit longer.
Full field. Nass was doing work. Still, the defense solid for NIP.
Oh my.
Both teams back and forth. Nass again has Archie in the middle. Tip right to CRR. Now Oli hard off the sidewall. Oski going for the double tap. And that's game. Gentlemates survive after giving up the 0-second goal.
It's just great read by Oski. He saw Oli trying to cut the rotation and take him out of the game. So he just waited. Instead of diving under the first ball, getting dusted by Oli, he just lets Oli hit it into the sidewall, and then he cuts off the pass. Not just a great read, though. Still needed the double tap.
Wow. And that was a great play, because you're right. It bounced off.
It hit
Jorius again to mess up CRR's read, but somehow Oli was there.
Wow.
But the grit, the determination, the perseverance from Gentlemates, and also the star player stepping up. Everyone's been talking about how good Oski has been on offense, and he really came through in a huge moment for Gentlemates. If they lose that game after giving up that 0-second goal, that can really take the wind out of your sails.
Tachi loves it. Not the cleanest that we've seen from them over the Gentlemates view party.
Your hands are definitely shaking in that environment.
They've had plenty of attempts, so I'm sure we'll get more of that throughout the day if Gentlemates can keep playing like this. I still love that this moment from Oski in all the pressure, more than 3 minutes of overtime. NIP have come back with a 0-second goal. He still has the composure to just take his time diving in for that last goal in OT. It would have been easy. A lot of players would have just rushed that, got beaten to the ball by Oli, and then it's NIP on the counter-attack. So Oski really heads up play there, the top scorer in the tournament.
Very offensive game. Weren't really expecting that with Gentlemates only allowing a single goal per game up to this point. That game had 30 shots and still 25% shooting across the board. So lots of action. Not just a defensive showcase this time. NIP also a bit of a slow start. We'll see if they can pick things up from the very beginning. Now going for a bump, but Nass again makes that save. Nass has been making some big saves so far.
That's the last guy you want to see back when you're trying to go for an air double bump goal. Nass, very, very familiar with defending that position as the EU 1v1 champion in RLCS this season, and a long-time top player in that game mode. I think it was Archie and Oski double committed in offense that left him alone at the back, but I mean, you've got Nass in defense, and you've got Archie in defense. These guys, if you're going to leave somebody at the back by themselves, it doesn't get much better than the quality of defense Gentlemates have.
That is why they are so hard to score on. Living up to their reputation in this event so far, but it's been all NIP on offense, and it's CRR who opens up the score sheet.
Gentlemates running out of boost. CRR still had to get the top shelf for the goal here, though. It's exactly what he does with the ceiling double tap.
And he's been going for that quite a bit. You cannot expect the backboard to be open. CRR opting to use the ceiling many times. That time it's paying off big time.
Yeah, I think the focus for NIP has been all about the speed. And that's been a big part of their season so far, is trying to beat their opponents to the ball. To stick to that plan when you're up against players as fast as Gentlemates, I mean, it shows the confidence these guys have in themselves. They've been EU's 4th team, sometimes even 5th team, but they're still taking it to one of the big 3.
What you heard in Jorius' interview, they're trying to change things up. They're trying to get to that next level. They lost to Rebellion. They lost to Twisted Minds before. At this event, though, they flipped the script, beat them both. Made it to the playoffs through the upper bracket. Now they're looking to continue that success here.
Oh,
a double demo clears the way. Jorius waltzes this one right in.
CRR got the whole defense there. If you can't get a 1v1 on Nas, how about the surprise demo by the Spaniards? And he is just so animated on absolutely every goal, while Jorius, like you said, sits stoic in the middle. NIP on the ball, off the ball, staying the faster team. They spent 100 seconds longer at Supersonic in game 1 than Gentlemates did.
And it just goes to show you how smart CRR is. He has such a high Rocket League IQ. He makes those plays. That's why he's such a tough defender to beat. But even there, off ball, still making an impact. And even in game 1, the demos that he got and the bumps that he got paved the way for those goals as well.
Did you see Oli's face up there?
I did not. What did
he missed the ball and he just looked confused at himself? I don't know if we'll be able to get a replay of that later on, but that caught me off guard. I'm sorry, Chase.
That's all right. For me, I tunnel vision on ball and boost.
Oh, Oli's just hilarious. He's usually just quite like Jorius. It might just be the Dutch. They're just so sort of emotionless and, like you said, so stoic in the way that they react. But occasionally he surprises himself, and I've seen that before from him. I don't know if you remember, he accidentally ground pinched an open net and hit the crossbar. He did the same thing. So he's on form today, Oli, off the ball. Let's see, catch Gentlemates get their first goal of the game. No follow up at the back post. Jorius takes it clear.
I don't know if I should be worried. For NIP, things are working out. Double flip reset, bounces right down to Oski. Oli to Jorius. Jorius to CRR. CRR up off the ceiling again, but this time can't get a bump or get a touch on the ball. Oski trying to receive it. Oski has Nas with a little bit of boost in the middle, but Nas doesn't want to commit. Now he does. Nas back down to the ground, goes for a 50, but couldn't stay behind it. And precious time continues to tick away. NIP up by 2 goals. Gentlemates still scoreless.
It's good 50s in defense by NIP, staying goal side, not letting Gentlemates dunk the ball towards the NIP goal. A minute to go in the second game. You know, when we combine the start of this game with the end of the last one, and almost the entirety of game 2, really, NIP have got momentum. They were the team making the comeback before the OT win for Gentlemates against the run of play. Could easily be a third here as they put pressure on again. CRR's past one, only Nas able to stop him in that one.
Good vision from Nas. CRR was hunting for the bump. If he lands that bump, it would have been another goal for NIP, but it doesn't really matter. 30 seconds left. NIP still up by 2, about to get a third, but Nas there to get a block again. However, Gentlemates stuck playing defense, have not been able to figure anything out on the offensive side of the ball.
It's great stuff from NIP. Defending by attacking. The recoveries have been fast enough that there's no real danger. Looking for the third here. They should be able to close this one out without too many issues. Let's Gentlemates score right now, and they don't. We're going to have a tight series.
And that was a clean game from NIP. NIP, as you said, Johnny, defense by attacking. They did not turtle up. They kept going all out, all out, all out. It seems like a different NIP out there on the field.
Yeah, this is the best they've looked in playoffs all season. I'll be the first to say it, because I'm waiting to see it. Now I'm seeing it. And now we've got to get a bit more excited about their chances to win this. And remember, this is a team who have come from the upper bracket, so easily their best LAN run, most consistent LAN run CRR has been a big part of that. Physical plays in game 1 brought them back into it. Physical plays in game 2 get the win for NIP.
And it was a dominant win, 60. Yeah, there's that. You asked, it was delivered.
Shout out production with that one. Love to see.
Would have loved to desk slam with that. But this game was all NIP, 2-0. We saw the double demo from CRR. Also, 60% of the time, it was NIP in Gentlemate's half on the attack. So NIP had the initiative, they had the results, and they shut out Gentlemates. Impressive game.
They really have picked their moments. They've been so good with the timing of the bumps and demos. Unlike KC and unlike, sometimes Space Station Gaming, who are racking up the numbers, the demo numbers are just unbelievable, but the goals don't come to match it on every occasion. But NIP have scored with such consistency on so many bumps and demos so far. That's something Gentlemates are going to need to look out for.
Specifically, CRR.
Yeah.
CRR successful in those bumps and demos. It has made a difference. NIP very well could be up 2-0 if it weren't for that great play from Oski. We are tied at 1 game apiece. NIP on the attack, going for the double! Off the post, punched in by Oli! But Jorius did some real work there, Johnny.
Oh, that's so well played by Jorius. He disguised the fact that he's getting the reset on the ceiling till the last second. Just accelerated the ball that little bit that the defense weren't ready for. They thought he's just going for a flip reset on the ball, but he just gets it on the ceiling, advancing the ball while he flip resets. Completely catches him flat-footed. NIP are rolling right now. Like you said, they could easily be up to 2-0 here. Gentlemates have got to switch this up. They've got to hit NIP with something a little bit different.
Jorius really brings that dynamic to NIP, that mechanical aspect. You see it in a lot of teams where you have that one player where sometimes you just have to hold your breath and wait and see what they do. Archie, no boost. We'll need some help. Oski also no boost. Mid picked up by Archie. Archie's going to try to control it himself. Back down to the ground. Wanted to get the musty, but had that shut down. Pitch from Jorius. Will send it back to the corner where Nas picks it up with a full tank. Pushing out. There's one reset. It's a touch. CRR there for the stop. Ball left for Oski. Oski almost slotting it. Rebound also blocked. NIP being tested on defense, but they passed that one.
Hey, Oski tried to catch 2 defenders pre-jump in there, shooting at the bottom corner where they were both positioned. It's very unlikely you're going to get both of them pre-jumping over the ball, but it looked like it nearly worked out. Even if you don't get a goal, which will happen at the other end here, CRR easily past 2, only with a finish. NIP are making it look progressively easier. See, Archie just could not get there. And there's obviously no one in the back. I thought there had to be, but it's just...
Well, it's CRR playing upfield. It's the disruptor style. His first man, he just turns on that ball and makes the play, gets out the middle. Looked like it was going in anyway, but Oli to punch it in.
Oh, wow.
And even that shot didn't have enough authority on it.
Yeah, that was lacking a lot of power. There was a lot more power available to Nas that he didn't find. That's talk earlier on about a sign that a player's playing well. If their first touch, if their precise touches they're going for are working out, like Jorius was in game 1. A sign of players having a bad day is if their power shots are lacking power. And that was lacking a lot of power for Nas. Oski looked honestly pretty frustrated on the player cam after they conceded the last goal. It's not going well for the mates.
I wonder if the timeout would be called after a loss here. Still time to win this game. Archie denied by Oli.
Save. Still more chances for Gentlemates as NIP's boost runs low on 2 other players. Just Jorius with 100. And it's going to be Jorius with the clear. Just looking to buy some time for his teammates to get back into the game here. Oli's just on small pads this entire sequence, though. Hasn't been able to find 100, and now it gets stolen from under him. He's looking for a way back into the game.
Archie up to Oski. Oski, corner double, lets it through, but no one was there for the shot. No one was far post. The woes continue offensively for Gentlemates. They were shut out last game, still have not scored this game. A scoring drought for Gentlemates.
And on top of that, every single game, they've conceded more than their tournament average of 1. So it's both ends. Surely no. They can get one. No, Oli again with a save. The 100 boost spawns perfectly for him. Great defense by NIP. They're completely outplaying Gentlemates at the moment. Gentlemates still looking for their first goal in almost 10 minutes. It's crazy to see them being held at this low of a goal scoring tally.
Especially when Oski's been a top goal scorer at this event. NIP have figured out how to shut them down, at least for now. Still a minute left. NIP up 2-0. Looking to get one more insurance goal here with this attack, but Nass intercepts. Flip reset, doesn't get it. That's another sign, I think, Johnny, of when you're not on your game, just missing those flip resets.
Yeah, all those mechanics. It's a dead giveaway. Flicks, resets. You know, if they're not coming through, sometimes you just got to simplify. You got to go back to the basics. Gentlemates for them, that's 50s back to teammates. It's been the dribbles today as well that have resulted in goals. All in game 1, mind you. They need one right now. Time is running out for the second game in a row.
Oski desperate to get one. Final 10 seconds. Archie, the little lob. It is awkward right here for NIP. Might get one. That's saved down, and that will be game. Back-to-back shutouts for NIP.
Wow, and they look so good. This is, I keep saying it, the best we've seen from them in a LAN, and especially in playoffs all year. What a time to produce their best Rocket League at the Esports World Cup against the hometown favorites. And they're all showing up. Jorius with the 1v3 solo play. Oli coming in to finish it up, but Jorius took everyone out of the game there.
Yeah, Jorius. He's an Esports World Cup MVP. Oli is an Esports World Cup grand finalist. I mean,
CRR back when it was Gamers 8. He's made the final as well. These guys have all done it. Gamers 8 in Esports World Cup in the past. Gentlemates are really struggling. They've called timeout here. Not surprised to see that. 2 games without scoring. The mechanics look off.
I think that's probably the biggest worry is you've got Nass who at the start of this series was playing phenomenal defense, but offensively haven't really gotten to see a lot of production out of Nass. Oski, that first game was very clutch, hit that overtime winner. Really, that's been the saving grace for Gentlemates, the silver lining that, hey, at least we got one. Because imagine they lost that game, that this would be match point for NIP. That really is the lifeline that Oski has given them, but for Nass, he's gonna have to clean it up. You saw the missed power shots, missed resets. You could just tell that they're not quite in the zone, and it's tough to get back into a good mindset mid-series, but that is what these timeouts are for. So try to get that mental reset. Try to regain your center and find that consistency and find that confidence, because they're going to need it against NIP.
Absolutely are. Snaski's got to do his best work right now. He's got to give them a motivational speech. Gentlemates fans are trying to lift them out of the hole that they're in. Like you said, I think they're honestly lucky to have a game. That win in overtime came against the run of play largely. I think NIP have been the better team for about 80% of the minutes played.
Really, just aside from the start of game 1.
Yeah, decided to start game 1, the overtime goal. That's where Gentlemates were firing on all cylinders. But once NIP got going in the second half of game 1, they've not stopped.
No, CRR has been a thorn in the side, playing that disruptive first bin. 10 minutes without a goal. We'll see how long the drought continues for Gentlemates. Can NIP keep this train going? Archie to the corner. Got the reset, tried to push it to the backward for a double tap, but he shut down. However, the shots being peppered. Archie will go for a back pass, but Oli intercepts.
Great cut. Oli completely surprising them there, taking the back pass away. It's been mostly CRR in those positions today. Whenever CRR gets forward, he's causing mates problems, and he has, for NIP, been the most advanced player furthest forward of the team, about 35 to 40% of the time in the games up until now, with Oli actually sitting the deepest of the three on NIP.
And that makes sense because we've seen Oli get quite a few saves. Jorius gets a big one there. But CRR, that double demo from behind, the bumps, the demos, the eye test backs that up. Oli trying to get back to the ball, does, but it's a very light touch. Oski will be able to stay on it. Oski to the opposing corner. Stopped by CRR, who's taking it past the midfield. That little touch gets it by the defender. That touch at the midfield bamboozles Gentlemates.
Lots of touch. He's got no boost, but he's still got the tiniest amount on it to take it past the last defender. He's having a bit of a laugh at that one.
And that has to be tilting for Gentlemates.
It's tilting for the fans, clearly. They can't believe what they've just seen. Sometimes it's just the simple plays, the zero boost touches like that can do enough to get the ball past. Gentlemates off the timeout, still not having any success.
Timeout burned. The drought continues. We're approaching 12 minutes without a goal for Gentlemates. Oli, reset. It's back to the middle of the field. CRR gonna air dribble this up in the air, trying to throw the defense off.
Just leaving it hot, but he's looking to tee it up for Jorius there. But Jorius decided not to go, which is fair enough. You don't really know when the right moment is to go there, when CRR is just doing his best seal impression underneath the ball.
Yeah, sometimes your teammate will try to get a ball, but it's just bait. You go for that, you get burns. Jorius didn't want to take that risk.
And he might pick up on a bad clear as well. When the ball's not moving in the air like that, it's a bit harder. Yeah, the defender might not get a good clear on it, might not get the power. So, like that, we're seeing the restraint from NIP. They're picking the right moments to send the house. This could be one of them. As Jorius, no, he's just going to use this as a back pass. Got to be careful. Archie, though, misses the target by a fair margin.
NIP has approached this very tactically. You even saw that in the first game when Jorius was picking the low boost defense apart bit by bit. Seems like it's a different NIP. So surgical, so calm, so confident. They've been getting results. Nass tries to 50 it through. It's off the bar. Going for a double, doesn't hit it. Archie can't find the shot either. And now Nass has to slow things down. Does so effectively and picks up the boost.
Such a good defensive play by CRR. He was forced to jump early by a bump off the ball. No problem, just hovered in the way. Got enough on it to save it towards a teammate. And there's the demo on recovery. Almost creating another goal for NIP, but they got to be careful here. That was a risky pass attempted. Didn't work out. Now they're pushed back into the corner.
And really fortunate for NIP that Gentlemates didn't do more with that. That was a clear numbers advantage for Gentlemates on the counterattack, but they couldn't get a hold of the ball and get a quality pass or shot. Offensive woes continue to manifest for Gentlemates. Approaching 14 minutes without a goal.
It's crazy. It's just crazy to see. What a performance it's been for NIP. A team who have come so close to success at the very start of the season. Took KC to 7 in the kickoff LAN in December. They've yet to replicate that sort of success later on in the year, but no better time to do it than EWC. RLCS Worlds coming next month. NIP putting their name in the conversation.
Archie trying to make things happen all by himself. Oski flip reset off the corner. That's broken up. Nass. Now CRR big clear. Oski pops it up to Archie. Archie has Nass in the middle, but the pass doesn't find its way there.
There's not enough on it. Oli saw it a mile away as well. Oli demos the defense. Archie has to make a touch here. He does. With 15 seconds, he's got to make more than that happen. Gentlemates, for the third game in a row, scoreless, and they're about to run out the clock. NIP in offense again. Can they make it two? No, it's off the bar.
Still a chance. We saw a 0-second goal already in this series. But it won't happen this time. NIP are on match point.
Unbelievable. They are completely shutting down Gentlemates in a way that no one has done this season. Gentlemates have got some losses on their resume, but none of them look like this. NIP have completely outplayed them. They've been faster, they've been more clinical, they've been more physical. Look at the touch there from CRR.
And that was the difference.
Unreal.
That was the only goal of the game. That little touch from CRR. He's at a massive boost disadvantage, but it doesn't matter.
The little steer to the right was all he needed. And then again, they closed out a game in the offensive end. They didn't panic. They didn't retreat. They didn't get cagey. Didn't go back to defense. They just keep the pressure on, and Gentlemates are in real trouble.
Gentlemates struggling back to back to back shutouts.
You know, Gentlemates have played good defense most of the tournament, but
and I mean, this was not bad defense
It
either.
wasn't bad.
Holding to 1, they've got the best defense here. That was their average. They held NIP to a single goal. But offensively, you look at a player like Oski who's leading the charts for scoring. You're expecting him to come in here and play at that level and make an impact. He did in game 1, but games 2, games 3, games 4, no one has been able to break through. Somebody on Gentlemates needs to step up. Otherwise, their Esports World Cup journey will come to an end here.
yeah, it's got to be a little bit quicker in offense for Gentlemates. Every time they try to start a slow air dribble, NIP jump all over it. And the challenge just comes in before Gentlemates are really ready to get the threat. Ball was in Gentlemates half for 60% of the last game. They've got to get away out of defense, got to get into the midfield. They've got to start getting their outplays to work.
Oli goes for a 50, goes low. Jorius tries to slow the play down, gets it to CRR. CRR shot is wide. That was a great scoring chance for NIP. Gentlemate's a little bit lucky that didn't go in.
Just unbelievable from Jorius again. The presence of mind to slow the ball down like that and outplay everyone. CRR will be disappointed he didn't hit the target. He's got another chance here though to redeem himself. Wanted the fake flick. It's worked out pretty well for NIP in the follow-up. This is where they've been able to keep Gentlemates for the majority of the match.
It feels like NIP smelled blood in the water, and they've had good looks already, but defense has held firm enough for Gentlemates. Also, NIP finding that precision, at least in these early opportunities, but the possession is there. NIP still peppering, still controlling this ball. Gentlemates trying to break out of their half. Back pass. Jorius off the arc and down. Hit back up to the middle, shot towards net. CRR was all the way back, but that ball was flying.
It's just awareness from CRR. He knew there was the chance of a counter, so he sat deep. Even though NIP have been advancing the defensive line when he's needed to, he drops back for the goal line save. NIP look poised to add another key to their resume. They've already got such an impressive run this weekend. Take it down Shopify. We wondered if that would be possible, given the fact that Shopify have owned the matchup this year. Twisted Minds as well, falling prey to this team. You know, they've just been at their best by a fair margin.
It seems like NIP has hit a different level, that is for sure, Johnny. Always seen them as that lower seed out of Europe, but now they are looking like a top dog.
Oh, not that he was going to be too happy about this at the moment, but Archie has just become the 4th player in Esports World Cup history to hit the 100 saves tally. Saves aren't going to get the wins here, though. Need to get goals, Archie. Need to get up and challenge this one. He does. 2 minutes left in the game. Still no goals for either team. Another worrying aspect of the match for Mates. How long has it been since they've scored a goal? It's the overtime in game 1.
We are going on,
surely,
I think 18 minutes right now. 18 minutes without a goal.
Are you Charias in the 1v2? Making it look easy. NIP just cannot be scored on.
NIP, their defense has delivered. Still scoreless. Last game was a 1-0 game. It was an unbelievable zero boost play from CRR that got NIP that one goal. But now we see Oski finally break through. A lifeline given to Gentlemates.
So it can happen. NIP can be beaten to the ball. and it can be scored on. Oski breaks the deadlock. Will it be the opening of the floodgates for Gentlemates?
It took 18 and a half minutes to get that one. NIP, is it their turn to get shut out? Will this be the turning point for Gentlemates? Archie with the 50 pushes it back into NIP's half. Got the corner boost as well. Nas trying to control it at the midfield. Oli patient. CRR 6 boost. Will have to leave this ball. Oh, Jorius shut down as well. Gentlemates happy to tick this time off the clock.
Absolutely. They'll take anything at this point, but here come NIP. Both defender and attacker playing for the block there. Neither made contact. Archie has it for free in the back corner. 100 boost to his name. Once again, though, these air dribbles are just getting shut down at the start, at the takeoff. And Oli staying up for this one. The time's getting away from NIP now. They need to get control of this ball.
Oli 0 boost. Jorius using up what he had. CRR waiting. The boost stealing is very effective for Gentlemates in these last moments. The Gentlemates look like they may have done enough to survive, but we've seen a 0-second goal.
Oh, hold on.
We saw it in game 1.
Oh.
What happened in game 5?
Oh, yeah.
No, it will not. Gentlemates break through, finally end the drought. And that one goal from Oski, enough to get this game win.
Yeah, Oski winning game 1 for Gentlemates in overtime. Winning game 5 for Gentlemates in regulation. And that right there, that could have been it. I mean, CRR's got to play it high to get past the goalie, but had that gone in, Gentlemates would have just been devastated because Jorius, before that, outplayed them with one of the cleanest plays we've seen all day. I'll see how NIP respond to a bit of adversity. It's been a while since they've faced them.
Absolutely, but they do have a little bit of a cushion. Gentlemates, another 4 shots this game. Their offense has not been stellar, but their defense has done enough to get them this win, a shutout. This time against NIP. NIP held scoreless.
Yeah, and NIP, they're not going to change anything here. They're just going to keep doing what they have been doing. They've been faster. They've been the team higher up the pitch.
Could have won that game had that CRR shot went in.
Yeah, for them, they're going to look at that as just, the random loss, but let's just keep chugging along. If we do go to game 7, we might see a slight switch up from NIP. Don't expect to see anything too different here. Will they continue to have the overall advantage like they've had for the vast majority of this series?
Game 1, a bit of an anomaly. 4-3, very high scoring. These last 2 games, just 1-goal games. The goals coming at a premium. CRR with the dunk!
Oh, Gentlemates. I've let him get away with one there. He's got no boost. He hits a fake on Nas.
Back to back. You're going to let him beat 2 people with 0 boost?
Boys, I feel like Archie's got to take the blame here, though. I mean, the first challenge, you got to hit the ball, at least a piece of it, in my opinion. But the second one, you've got to stay with that ball. I mean, he's just hit it straight into CRR. So great play from CRR. The Gentlemates defense usually does a lot better than that.
It's true, but on 0 boost, CRR has been a wizard.
He has. Oh, well played.
He's got the reset. Couldn't quite get in a position to use it due to lack of boost. Shot is going to go in. Nash finds the defense sleeping. As we take another look from this one, CRR rotating out of net. He went back for the corner. And nobody was back for the shot.
I don't know if Jorius saw that ball was contested. We'd have to see his POV, but he might have had the ball eclipse the Gentlemates player in the air there. It's even then. Breakdown of rotation defensively for NIP. Something we've not seen much of. Not really seen a whole lot of defense from them. They've not had to do it. They've been dominating the matchup.
Sure, for Gentlemates, getting Nas involved in the scoring. Also, good sign. Another bounce shot saved. Rebound back to Nas, who gets his second goal of the game. Gentlemates in the lead.
Oh, they're starting to put their shots in now. Great placement by Oski, forcing the bad save. Nas commits on it as well. Everybody getting forward for Gentlemates. They're starting to trust each other again.
I think this is when you start to worry if you're NIP. That confidence starting to grow for Gentlemates.
Have they let Gentlemates back into this? Have they missed their window? Gentlemates looking to make another goal happen. Maybe a bit too much on that. You know, the team play is always good to see. The shot was available there.
Right to the backboard. Oli will slow things down. Ball slowed down by Archie. Who's trying to get that corner boost steal. Will get it eventually. We have 3 minutes remaining. Plenty of time left in this game. Time for this one to be high scoring like we saw in game one. Well, as of late, the defenses have been hard to beat. CRR off his own back wall, now off the ceiling. Behind the ball, tried to push it forward, but it's intercepted by Nas. NIP not as synergistic as we saw before. Even there, you saw two players jump for the ball. Struggling to have a coordinated counterattack right now. Gentlemates playing much faster, closing these gaps.
Oh, close there from Archie to cut off CRR. But it's not worked out, and Oli has found the gap. Gentlemates were so close to getting out here. Right there, if that touch goes past, they're away. But instead, Nas, compromised position on the backboard, couldn't get the read.
Wow, that dunk from CRR. CRR has been brilliant this game. Huge dunk leading to that goal.
Chance for Oli. He's trying to get that to bounce back mid. It does, but Archie's there. Boost advantage heavily in favor of NIP here. Gentlemates need to buy some time. It's not like there's a lot of boost for NIP on offense though as well. They are going to try to keep the ball as high upfield as possible though. Gentlemates have done well. Looks like they're stabilized.
Good boost steal from Jorius also. Oski looking to Archie. Archie, no boost, gets demoed from behind. CRR looking for Jorius. Jorius beat to the ball by Nas, but Oli with some open space. Oh, gets a pass one. Nas diving in on that ball, low boost. Jorius also stopped out Nas. Great defense and able to pick up that mid boost. This is where the pressure starts to pile on.
It's good defense by both teams here. Good low boost defense by both teams. NIP win a race to the ball again. Nas, the crucial touch to the backboard. His own backboard. Final minute. A minute the Gentlemates need to go their way. It's not going their way at the moment. NIP had slightly better control of the midfield.
Oh, wait.
What's that?
It looked like it might have been open, but Oli saw that ball wasn't going in, played it off the backboard. Now Oli, the reset, passes over to Jorius. Jorius with the 50, up, CRR racing in, he gets beat to the ball. Now Archie on the counterattack, down to the corner, gets the corner boost, couldn't get the 50. Oli trying to clear it out, he stopped. Archie doesn't get the touch, that allows CRR to boom it downfield.
Tense final moments here, both teams pushing to the limits. Nas outplays one. CRR causing chaos in the Gentlemates end again. Gentlemates looking for OT here. Oli centers it for NIP. CRR looking to do the same, but it looks like Gentlemates might have one more chance to the counter.
Nas bumped off the ball. Oli will try to get it down, lets it touch for overtime. Golden goal to move ahead to the semifinals for NIP.
Kickoff advantage for Gentlemates. Jorius has got to be careful here. He's got to make sure to get behind the ball. He is looking for the ground double as well. Nas respected it.
But he pushed Nas off the ball. Jorius able to get that corner boost steal and lands a bump. NIP starting to march forward.
Oh,
Jorius with a touch as well. CRR to the corner. CRR up and over, goes for a bump. Doesn't hit Nas, but does steal the corner. And you see a team bump. The confusion. Oski last back.
Oh,
dangerous bounce, but Oski quickly back to the ball.
That's huge from Oski. CRR almost caught him out of position. Oh, he should be fine here in the back corner. Oh, this comes through though. Suddenly, all chaos is breaking loose. Nas to the tight angle shot off the bar. CRR holds his nerve. Just watches the crossbar save them.
Jorius and CRR both trying to prevent that ball from getting into the middle. Jorius beats Archie to that clear. Oli off the corner to himself now, hits it up tall. Oski by Jorius.
I think NIP doing a good job slowing the game down. Now they're forcing it through. Chats
from Nas.
CRR fakes it. Jorius didn't have the boost steal on the way out. CRR took it from him though, and now he's going to take over again.
Hold from CRR. Oli trying to move in. Oski ground double past Jorius at the midfield and should get that mid boost. Nas, air dribble setup. Broken up by Oli. Archie out of boost. Did pick up the mid, but Jorius steals the corner.
Nas pass too. That's good stuff from him. Archie couldn't beat CRR to it though. CRR gets a double. Jorius, bit of alone time in the ball.
That's
it! CRR!
That is game! That is series! NIP take down Gentlemates!
I can't believe it. NIP, after such a disappointing year of playoff performances, they've saved the best till the Esports World Cup. Gentlemates,
wow.
Back to backs.
And you can see the elation on CRR's face.
I'm so happy for him. CRR, Mr. World right in Rocket League. He's had success in Europe, North America, South America, and now back to Europe to do it again. Just the juxtaposition between CRR and Jorius' reactions. It's just.
And Jorius is
so
a mercenary as well. Came over to North America, teamed with Nas on M80.
Played for OCE and an Esports World Cup in the past as well. But wow, I mean, they deserved that. They really did just outplay Gentlemates completely.
You're right. It wasn't one of those series where another team managed to steal wins over and over again. That was well deserved.
If anything,
like
Gentlemates stole wins. Like that series, NIP dominated. After the initial Gentlemates flurry in game one, NIP completely took over, deserved victors to the semi-final. Well, let's hear it. Enough from us. The CRR on stage.
Ninjas in pajamas are through, going to the semifinals. CRR, congratulations, enhorabuena y bienvenido a la semifinal. Of course, this top four is your best ever placement in an international since the major in San Diego in 2022. You've been representing multiple regions in your career. You've been moving around a lot. How does it feel being back home, and are you going to stay with us for good this time in Europe?
I mean, it's insane. I've been playing a lot of regions and always it's difficult, but being back in Europe and being able to make this top and in this tournament that is so big and important, it's really amazing for me. It's really amazing. I cannot explain it with words.
It looks indeed very amazing, and of course, I think the NIP fans are also very happy with it. Première question, tu as représenté beaucoup de régions dans ta carrière, tu as beaucoup bougé. Qu'est-ce que ça fait d'être ici en Europe? Top 4, c'est un de ses meilleurs résultats de sa carrière à l'international. Ouais, j'ai énormément bougé, beaucoup voyagé, ça n'a pas toujours été facile, mais ça représente énormément pour moi de pouvoir gagner ici. And second question, I don't know if you noticed, because of course you have the NIP fans, but there was also two other types of fans that were making a lot of noise for you here, the Vitality and the KC fans, because hate watching is a big sport in France, and I'm sure that it's the same in Spain. What do you think of this, and what do you want to tell these fans?
I mean, I think it's part of the game. I see that, like, of course they don't want the other French team to win. That's fine, and I appreciate the support, of course. Yeah, just keep doing the same. I mean, it's better for us, it's better for everyone, and it's more entertaining. So thank you so much.
Thank you for the entertainment, that is for sure. And as long as you're not facing a French team, you should be safe. Donc ouais, merci aux fans cassés. Vita aussi de nous avoir soutenus. Light Watch, ça fait partie du jeu forcément. T'as pas envie de voir tes rivaux gagner. Donc merci pour le soutien, les gars. Continuez comme ça. And even though you said that you didn't care, about the big crowds and having the crowd against you, I think it's still very impressive to manage to beat a team when everyone is cheering against you. So what is your biggest pride today? It can be a teammate, it can be something that you've done. And what is your biggest strength going on to the semifinals?
I mean, just like the way the team is evolving, I think we're improving so much as a team. The mental is insane right now. Me personally, I think I've been working on it a lot, and I think it's showing, like the passion, everything. So yeah, I'm really grateful for the teammates I have right now, and they are incredible.
You guys look like brothers on stage, basically, and it looks like you guys are enjoying yourselves. I think it's very important. Donc, ouais, je suis très fière parce qu'on a réussi à augmenter notre synergie, notre com, ce qu'on arrive à faire tous ensemble. Franchement, c'est trop bien. Même moi, j'ai travaillé aussi beaucoup sur moi-même, donner de la passion. Donc, je suis très content. And welcoming to the semifinals also means that you get to crush the Gentlemates key in front of the Gentlemates fans. So we're going to go together. How does it feel being the villain?
Perfect. I love it.
I love it. You were made for this, CRR. I'm going to let our keymaster explain you the way here. Mesdames et messieurs, forcément, ça fait mal au cœur, mais les rêves de Gentlemates sur Rocket League à l'EWC s'arrêtent ici. It's been a frustrating time for Gentlemates at the STC Arena, not making it to the championship Sunday. But NIP were just better. Congratulations again, CRR. Of course, you're good at the game, plus you're a showman. So I think everyone has been enjoying it here. I'm welcoming you back on stage for two more last questions. You're going to be facing SSG next, the American young kids. What do we think of this team? Is it going to be a hard one?
I mean, they are so good. All of them are really good, but of course for Diaz, I have a special feeling. He was my teammate before. And I'm really happy to be able to play against him. It's going to be a really interesting match. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of beef.
Of course, a lot of beef. I'm waiting for it, évidemment. Donc ouais, SSG, j'ai envie de les affronter. Diaz, c'est mon ancien coéquipier. Il y a un peu d'histoire. Je pense qu'il y aura un peu de beef. And for the end, what do you want to say to the fans? O en español, si quieres decirle algo a tu familia, a España, a tus amigos que te están mirando con orgullo, dale.
Pues simplemente a todos los que nos están apoyando, sobre todo a la gente de España, muchísimas gracias. Sé que muchas veces es complicado porque los momentos felices suelen ser pocos, pero esta vez están viniendo. Muchísimas gracias a toda mi familia por todo el apoyo que me han dado desde siempre y a mi novia que en esta victoria tiene bastante mérito, la verdad. Me ha ayudado muchísimo.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you to my girlfriend. Thank you to my family that helped me, even though sometimes it's complicated and there's not many moments where we win, of course. But thank you so much for your guys' support and see you soon on to our next game.
Yeah. I got up.
Over. Yep.
Nice.
Last.
Yeah, he's there.
He's up.
I'm alright.
Taking top left.
Take your time, yours. Good shot up.
Yeah. I'm
mid
going
left.
watch out.
I got up. Yeah, nice. Good job. I'm behind you. Yeah, trick up. Nice. Taking it. Yeah, you.
I got it.
Yeah, you beat. Nice. Go again. Back right. He's up.
Yeah, that's all.
Nice. Open.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah. Nice.
Over in the Curiosity Grid, we got Lauren joining us to give us an update on what's happening PUBG mobile-wise, because two of the games are being played today. And the one that we were looking forward to the most was Vitality.
Yeah, we've got Vitality and Aurora Gaming that we've been paying attention to, right? We're in day 2 of our day 3 long finals, and we're towards the end of day 2. What does that mean for Aurora and Vitality? Well, it means Aurora currently at the top of the leaderboard in first place. Vitality somewhere down to the polar opposite.
Oh,
they are not doing so well right now. They're not out of it. We still have one more day of competition. However, when we head into tomorrow, it is smash point rule, which means whichever team has the highest points, obviously Aurora Gaming right now, you add 10 to that, and that's the threshold that teams have to achieve before they can even get a win. So since Vitality are so far down right now in points, that could be very difficult for them.
So all I'm hearing is if you are a Vitality fan today, just turn off your monitor, cover your ears, lay down, don't listen to us, don't look at anything, and we'll catch you up with the next update, which might be a little bit more positive. Twisted Minds is playing against Falcons today in Rocket League, but I think the most important part here is the club championship and how that's standing for you guys. Did you meet your expectations on the standings?
I mean, so far, we were able to get top 8 at the club championship. Yes, it's not what we were hoping for when we started. I can barely hear myself, by the way, but what we're trying to say is that, yes, we didn't do what we expected to do, but hopefully we can still recover from Trackmania, Fortnite, and Rocket League. And this match is going to be the most important one.
That's what I want to talk about next, because you're going up against Falcons.
Yes.
And you guys have the opportunity to do the funniest thing right now.
Well, okay, look, jokes aside, I'm happy to see 2 Saudi teams both playing on the world stage in Rocket League and basically having a huge chance to win. But at the same time, you heard it from TRK, you heard it from Nubo. Everyone said that we have a huge advantage to win this game.
Yes.
And I think we're going to be part of the reason why Team Falcons don't get the World Cup this year.
You think they're not going to be able to close it out this year?
No, because they're going to lose right now in Rocket League. We're going to go into Trackmania and Fortnite. Okay. We believe that we're better in those games as well.
Okay.
We're basically going to be the main obstacle for them not to get Esports World Cup.
So instead of winning the whole thing, your new goal is to stop Falcons?
No, I mean, of course it's not the new goal. No, I mean, I would be happy to see Falcons win again, but if we're going to be part of the reason why they don't,
it do be like that sometimes.
It do be like that.
Thank you so much for the interview. That's
absolutely
it for us, Twisted Minds fans. Can't hear what I said, can't hear what he said, but it is what it
EWC, are you ready for this? It is the Falcons, the team that used to run Mina, going up against the team that usurped them in Twisted Minds. But that man, he wasn't always on the Falcons. They bring in the 2-time EWC champion in Drawley to join the green. On the other side of the fight, look at the young star with the mustache. We caught up with the behind the scenes, and Nubo may be having one of the most impressive tournaments. He has been a star striker, and he's starting to gain confidence with every single match. Stumpy, welcome into the studio.
Hello.
This is going to be an excellent showdown.
This is everything that we want from EWC. Yes, it's going to be another regional matchup, and I cannot wait to see what they do. You talked about Drawley on one side of things, Monkey Moon joining Twisted Minds, saying that nobody saw it didn't work on Vitality last season, and Twisted Minds becoming the greatest team that Mina have to offer, taking over the Falcons. Nobody expected that to happen, Bucket, and it's really exciting to see them compete here at EWC.
And not only is this going to decide who is moving into your Final Four and who is going to have their key crushed in Rocket League, but this is going to have a massive financial impact on our club championship. Let's take a look at this, because right now, Twisted Minds at 1,900 points is ahead of T1 and Team Vision. If they finished in that 6th place, Stumpy, guess how much money?
Oh, is it £30?
It is £1.4 million,
That's
or
loads
dollars
of
at least.
£30.
And then if they're able to climb to the top of the leaderboard, Falcons having that same goal, they will walk away with $7 million. Falcons are guaranteed $5 million if they can keep top two. So either way, they're looking pretty. But this is a huge one for the boys from Twisted Minds. This is life-changing money, and you can have a huge impact on an organization if you can make it to Championship Sunday.
And they have been back-to-back, head-to-head in MENA. There are three big teams in MENA: Twisted Minds, Falcons, and R8. R8 have been knocked out already, and Twisted Minds having the last few results go their way. It's been close, but goodness me, it has been really Falcons just not being able to match what team I've got to put up. And the mentality on that stage, from Monkey Moon in particular, carrying the 1v1 world champion and TRK, who was kicked from Falcons. It is so storied.
The Falcons used to have TRK. Today, he plays for the other side, and we have CJ with him behind the scenes.
I'm here with TRK from Twisted Minds ahead of a big match against Falcons. Quarterfinal, best of 7. How excited are you to finally play Falcons? There's been so much talk about who's the best team in MENA, and finally you get to find out.
عندنا الحين مباراة الكوارتر فاينلز انتوا وصلتوا ليها، كل الناس متحمسين، فالكونز ضد تويستد، ايش هل انت مستعد ومتحمس للمباراة هذه؟
بصراحة والله اني متحمس جدا اني العب ضد فريقي السابق اللي هو فالكونز وفي دور الثمانية، فمتحمس جدا وان شاء الله اني افوز.
Yes, I'm very excited to go against my former team in the top 8, and I'm very excited, and I want to do my best and win.
Yes, and on a personal level, are you extra motivated in this match compared to other games? Obviously, as you said, you were on Falcons last season, so are you more motivated to get the win than if it was another match?
زي ما انت قلت فالكونز كان فريقك السابق، هل هذا يعطيك تحمس او شغف اكثر انك تفوز عليهم في هذه المباراة؟
اي بصراحة لان فريق فالكونز فريق كبير، وصراحة الكل يبي يفوز عليه ويطلع من البطولة.
Yes, obviously, and honestly, like Falcons is a very huge team, and everyone wants to do well against them. So are we.
Perfect. And lastly, anything you want to say to the Falcons guys coming into this match? Go for it.
أقول موفقين وإن شاء الله إن سيريس ممتع.
I just say good luck, and inshallah, it's going to be a good series.
Perfect. Best of luck.
That is an infectious smile right there on TRK. On the other side, he's looking to wipe the smiles from the Twins' faces. They used to play together, and now they are foes. Let's take a look at the Falcons and some of the high-scoring plays they have brought to the table, because we haven't seen them in 2 days, Stumpy. Yeah. They had the day off to prep for this match. What do we need to be prepared for when they take the main stage?
I think basically both teams play quite a similar style. It is unbelievably quick for any new people to Rocket League. MENA was not always in the RLCS, which is our main tournament, nor were they in EWC for the entire time. Or EWC has not been around for as long as the RLCS. Right. They basically had to play on European servers. They had to play so fast to deal with the ping.
Ping doesn't affect Rocket League, right?
How dare you? In a physics-based game, but it's a sandbox, my man. And they ended up having to play so fast. That has continued all the way through until the point where they are still playing now on even ping, but they have to play just as quick. The two import players, with Drali going to the Falcons, kicking TRK and getting Monkey Moon, the GOAT from Europe, who also used to play with Drali. This is so much cross-pollination, and one of them is going to feel the sting.
It is going to be an excellent showdown. We have European superstars and the best from Saudi Arabia all on the same stage. It's time to find out, where do the fans lie in our pick'ems. Over on esportsworldcup.com/play, 78% have chosen the Falcons. Now, Stumpy, you have been putting it out right, the proper predictions. What percentage do you give TM in this?
That's crazy.
40?
Fans are crazy. I think Twisted Minds, for me, they're winning it.
They're winning it.
I think Twisted Minds are the better team. I back Monkey Moon. Boys getting it done.
How many games?
7.
We're riding with Monkey Moon, Twisted Minds, Falcons. It's time to find out who moves into your Final Four.
There's a lot of energy and high atmosphere here in the STC arena, but sadly, none of the fans that are chanting and making noise right now are French. I think, if anything, we need to get a crew of cleaners in here to mop up the tears of the Gentlemates fans. Lou, are you all right? I'm sorry. You all right?
I'm okay. Trying to be okay, because we still have 2 French orgs on the run here in Paris, but only one will remain by tonight. But before that, we have a MENA Saudi derby that is about to get crispy, Ian.
It's going to get so crispy. Twisted Minds fans over here making noise. We've got Falcons fans over here. They're going to go back and forth, Lou. MENA versus MENA. Are you ready for this?
I am so ready for this. Yalla, let's go.
Let's welcome onto the stage, Twisted Minds! They did not inherit the top spot in MENA. They took it. They've got fire. They've got control. And they've spent years collecting regional wins like they belong to them. Falcons want their throne back. But Twisted Minds have absolutely no intention of returning it.
And the big birds are in town. It is Falcons! This is not MENA against MENA. Not only it is the old throne against the team that took it from them. Falcons have looked sharp all week long. The twins are moving as one, and besides them stands Drali, the only player to win Rocket League at EWC twice. The Falcons are here, and they are ready.
It's a big fight feel here in Paris. It's MENA versus MENA, Falcons versus Twisted Minds. Let's get it on.
I am welcoming some of the best players in the world onto the stage. Monkey Moon and Killers. Killers, I want to ask you first, who's the best team in MENA? Who's the best team in Saudi Arabia?
I mean, it's obvious. Of course, the Falcons.
It's obvious, of course, the Falcons. Monkey, je vais te poser deux questions. La première, elle va être en français. Tu sais que tu vas avoir une grande partie du public avec toi. Est-ce que tu penses que c'est un bluff?
Ouais, c'est forcément un bluff, mais j'espère qu'ils vont continuer de crier pour nous derrière.
I hope that they're going to keep on cheering for us, of course. And what's your plan to prove Killers that he's wrong?
I mean, you already know, like, we beat them a lot of time this year, and one more time now.
One more time now. Are you ready for it, Killers? You ready?
Yeah, of course, I'm ready.
Of course, let's get going. A handshake, boys. And let's see who are the true princes here in Paris. Falcons versus Twisted Minds starts now.
I want to start by saying how lovely to hear Killers doing an interview in English. I didn't know his English was that good. He sounded so natural up there.
I know. I turned straight to you and I was like, oh my goodness, he's talking, he's growing into it. I'm so excited. A huge matchup. I am so excited for this. Twisted Minds versus the Falcons. These two have been going at it the entire season, back and forth throughout the RLCS, now here at the EWC. They are trying to really decide once and for all who is the best in MENA and potentially the world here in Paris.
I mean, the obvious storylines are just all over the place. You can pick any direction you want. The fact that Monkey Moon and Drali won this tournament together last year, they won Worlds together last year, but maybe even headlining that would be Ruas and Killers moving away from TRK, dumping TRK, and then TRK coming back to haunt them time after time this season.
Dude, I was watching TRK while he's sitting up there, and he's standing next to Monkey Moon, next to Nubo, and he's looking to the twins with just this half smile on his face. And as good as the memories were, it is, of course, time to make some new ones on his new team. They've been doing an incredible job. They are the ones that did take that #1 spot away from the Falcons once that roster move was made there. So we'll see how things play out here at EWC. Of course, Drali trying to be the first person to go for the three-peat and on 3 completely different rosters.
Yeah, which is just a crazy statistic when you think about it. You're right, it wasn't last year that they won together. It was 2024 when Monkey Moon won. I mean, I get mixed up by how much they've won, but you're right. Last year it was Carmine Corp and Drali, which is just ridiculous. And now he's hopped over to Falcons one more time, a team that was put together to win everything, to dominate everything. And it's not quite gone like that for Falcons so far this season. They started off okay with top 4 in Boston. Paris, not even qualifying, was a disaster. All they had to do was wait a few more months. And here we are back in Paris at the Esports World Cup. Drali will feel this is his home ground. It's Mina v Mina. Who's the number 1?
Well, the only way to find out is to put the best of the best against each other. Statistically, between these two, it is a fairly close matchup. It has been very back and forth, like I said, throughout the RLCS season, even throughout here, leading up to this exact moment. A lot of pressure coming through with the Falcons. Twisted Mind's going to break out. Monkey Moon looking to be that one to lead his team to victory.
Yeah, the only player in this lobby that hasn't won anything in 3v3, and I say anything, and I mean international major, is Nubo. And he has huge goal participation so far for his team, 76% plus for a man who's truly come of age in the 3v3 world, as well as winning, of course, the 1v1 World Championship. So Twisted Minds will be very, very happy with how he's performing. Of course, he has finished top 4 in Gamers 8 in the second year of it, I believe. They finished top 4 with Nubo there, standing in to be their 1v1 back in the Game Battles format, where they play 3s and 2s and 1s, and we suddenly heard, who is this guy? He's incredible. And now he's back with TRK all these years later.
And Nubo's definitely been on a run. He is the 1v1 champion, one of the best in the entire world. That is the reason Monkey Moon decided to play alongside him, but he does have to go up against the other one. Ruas, as the Twins head forward. Clear is going to take a wide shot over to the other end here. See how the Falcons move, but low boosters, slow challenges. Not going to scare them too much from trying to take some shots. Nubo's round 1. Nice 50 back from Ruas.
Falcons have the early pressure, but now Twisted Minds come forward and put the ball as just a bit of a pepperer for the Falcons' goal. Just asking a bit of a question, but it's easily enough answered. And Ruas, as he leans towards his monitor, almost falls into it. Takes that ball away for them. Drali moves it high, but that's going to be where TRK is waiting. So Twisted Minds, it would seem, are up for a period of pressure for themselves until Falcons get it back above their goal. Ruas onto the backboard. Here is Killers, but well defended on the backboard by Nubo, but that's good of a touch after his positioning was great. The Falcons will keep the pressure going.
Right now, Monkey Moon's been a little bit more on the back end here. TRK with a save to the other end. Leave this for Monkey Moon to clear. He actually fakes it with a low boost. I like the touch. You're gonna need to expect a lot of that, fake communication out of this Twisted Mind squad. It's really the only way you're gonna be able to mess with Falcon's minds. TRK trying to play this one low. Twin has a red. Drali, all eyes are on him to really step up for this squad and lead them to a victory.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk of Carmine Corp being the reigning champions, and you have to feel for Drali, who has won it, as you say, twice in a row. And has to watch on as Carmine Corp are welcomed with the guard of honor. Has been thinking, surely in some way, come on, why am I out there? I wanted to. We just have to come out here and do it all over again with Falcons, a team who seem to be ascending at the right time of the season. Of course, in 2024, when he won it with Monkey Moon, it was this very tournament that really got them back into form. So if Falcons could do the same, it would be history repeating itself. But they have to do some defending now. It is Monkey Moon, the GOAT, the $1 million plus man. He's up. Nubo this time. It's cleared easily enough by Falcons. And we've had a few half chances here, but a real clear-cut opportunity for either team.
I do expect that, that is a fair thing to be doing right now, right? These two teams have been facing off throughout the entire MENA season. All the opens have been fairly back and forth, with the most recent two, I believe, Twisted Minds. Falcons just really have been trying to get their revenge and find their way back to that number 1 spot. Shot on net, taken out by 2. Nubo going to try and make that clear. Clear is going to collect the demo on the back line. They take the shot, the double demo, and the space could give them the shot. Ruas to clean up, and the Falcons take the lead.
But this is Drali's tournament, and look at that control there, landing sideways, holding a handbrake, swooping into the ball, and making it easy for Ruas. This was the matchup that, when it was drawn, Nubo gave a little fist bump. He was looking forward to it, and Falcons, that would have frustrated them. They will want to come here with fire and brimstone.
Just such a clean play. Now with a minute left to go here, Twisted Mind's gonna have to catch up. It's left for Drawley. One nice challenge is red. They played up to the sidewall and do lose possession to Monkey Moon. Not once, but twice the double almost puts them through, but it's immediately countered by Drawley. Nobis in the tank, goes for the center! The shot is in! The Falcons fly!
There's so much space in front of that Twisted Minds goal. TRK wasn't sure. He tried to slow Drawley down, but Drawley didn't fall for it. Brought the ball into the center where Killers was waiting. That may well be enough for game one unless Twisted Minds can get something from this kickoff.
You
versus Killers.
You gotta bear in mind too, right? Killers has been the all-time leader here at the EWC for goals scored. So adding on to the 50 that he has had up until this series, he is looking to build on it. And the Twisted Mind team, right? You gotta bear that in mind. This kid is going to go shot for shot. His teammates are there to set him up. He's clearly been the one on it. We'll see. Can Twisted Minds find anything here in the final moments? Otherwise, this should be game. 4 seconds left on the clock and a roll ball out mid. The Falcons have made quite a statement here in game number one.
It's a clean game one victory. It didn't seem like there was too much damage to be done against them. And they took their opportunities ruthlessly to get the opener. They're still pretty chill, they're still pretty relaxed. But they will be very, very aware of this tough series. We have an update from the chess. So much going on at the Esports World Cup. Let's find out what's going on there.
Team Liquid were able to get their first club championship win in chess with none other than Magnus Carlsen. This allows them to get a total 1,000 club championship points on the board for them, which is absolutely monumental and instrumental for them as an organization, considering the lack of performance we've seen from them so far here at EWC 2026. What a beautiful way to wrap this up, because Magnus Carlsen is now the undisputed GOAT for a third year in a row.
Well, congratulations to the absolute GOAT of chess there. We've all been watching as we could on this side throughout this event. I feel really bad. I did bump into Dennis, the player that he was going against in the finals there. He looked stressed, and for good reason, man. You just played the GOAT. Two-time back-to-back winner. Congratulations to Liquid and them. Falcons and Twisted Minds looking to find a win like that for their clubs as they're competing against them still in the club championship.
To get a selfie with Magnus Carlsen. I mean,
Well,
he didn't know.
if you guys don't know what he's talking about, please go check it out.
He was only 50 feet away. It counts, all right? Anyway, game two begins. Falcons, last time they played Twisted Minds in Nina, open number 6. They lost them in the semi-finals. They went all the way to game 7. It was won 3-0 in game 7 by Twisted. So they'll be well aware of the risks and the dangers that Twisted Minds offer. But they've taken that opening game.
And, you know, speaking of the last open, right, the last 3 opens, Twisted Minds have beaten the Falcons. So in this pattern, it looks like the Twisted Minds have figured that out. The Falcons are going to need needing to bring something fresh to the table. So far throughout the EWC, they have done an incredible job doing that, taking down foot 3-1 in their groups, including NIP, who is waiting for them later in the semis. Falcons have done an incredible job of taking down all the top teams on their way here. This is just going to be the biggest challenge yet.
Rubo tries to bundle that one through. Some early pressure for Twisted Minds, but Drawley comes away with the ball, and that's always such a scary thing to say if you are a Twisted Minds fan, as Ruas booms that one forwards. And tries to get the catch, and watches Drawley waiting on. This is how Twisted Minds got themselves to hot water in game number 1. Dilly-dallying on the ball, underestimating the pace of Falcons. This almost happened again, but Drawley couldn't quite get that connection.
Nice little catch here from Nuvo. Killers is already up in the air, takes it away from 1, flips into 2. Even on no boost, they do manage to keep that ball blue side for now. Nuvo on his lonesome. They are going to cover the backboard here. In those first 2 minutes of play, almost scoreless, I say, as a shot taken all the way towards net. Monkey Moon will keep this down.
Smash it to the side. It's been mostly Twisted Minds pressure, with Falcons coming forward, looking dangerous every time they do like this one. They're the ones who are attack more defense, looking more dangerous when they do emerge with the ball. As Ruas absolutely beats Monkey Moon and TRK for pace, but Rubo sends it straight back as far as Drawley. Boomable right now until Killers maybe opens up with that demo. Drali tries to flick it over the top of Nubo, but Nubo's going to get that catch and get the flick following it up as well. Is there a flick reset on for him? Yes, there is. He wants to get it to his teammate. It's TRK, and somehow Killers keeps it out.
Killers is doing an incredible job of keeping the calm when the pressure is on them. This one, that is towards that backboard there, TRK will take his time with it as it centers out to one. It's a catch from Uwas. It's an attempted shot on net, but no pocket made nor found.
Moon waits. Allows his teammate Nubo in. TRK is in the center if Nubo can get it towards him. Not quite able to, and now he's taken out for good measure. It was Monkey Moon actually that was. TRK continues with the ball. Doesn't want to lose it here, knowing that Monkey Moon is spawning back. Drali once again, front flip onto the ball. Seems to enjoy faking the musty, does Drali. This goes down that left ball. TRK has to keep a close eye on Ruas. Dolphins are gaining confidence here in game number 2. A lot of territory against them, but finally they're getting some control of that ball, Herc. And you do fear Twisted Mind's defense whenever Falcons come forwards.
You do. We'll see if the pressure
Good bump.
can continue on. That's a nice one from the side. A really good clear for Monkey Moon. He's done an incredible job of really just IGLing this team out of their side. They not allowing the Falcons to keep them boxed in. 1-2 here as Killers tried to take his team forward. You see Ruas already on the jump up, and Falcons got to be careful not to overextend. That demo puts that last man a little bit awkward here as Twisted Minds try to do a quick counter. It is still being made on low boost, but the 50 is theirs.
Nubo has Ruas in his sights and is able to force that one into the corner, but Drali has something on it as well. Every time he hits the ball, he seems to spin in any which way. Everyone else can think they're out of control, but not for Drali. He always seems to know exactly what he's doing. That's such a unique play style when he takes those first touches. Killers to the side, 0-0, nervy, a close game. Killers wants to get the bump there, but between two Twisted Minds defenders, they're able to get it away.
It looked like it could have worked too, and I like the idea around it, right? Working together, passing from behind a little, thread the needle on this one. TM are just going on their end in this case here. No connection is made. TRK trying to force the pressure. Falcons say absolutely not. It's 1v1 time between the two.
Seconds left, here is Drali with complete control of that ball, gets the flip reset to the ceiling. Monkey Moon gets it as far away from his goal as he possibly can do. And Nubo waits, has to keep it low, has no boost. A demo will help them out though. Killer's taking out the game. Nubo has control of it, and Nubo walks it home. And that was not as easy as it looked.
Oh, absolutely not. Even on no boost, he has the demo and the lead. Look at this, the patience to force Drali to commit on the play. This is a player you're going to have to keep your eyes on. Yesterday against NRG, he was involved in about 12 of those 14 goals. That's about just over 85%, maybe make it 90 as they continue the pressure on. 18 seconds on the clock. Try to push this one down. They race back in time, and it could float in front of the net for a shot to be made.
Defense the best form of attack right now for Twisted Minds. A few seconds left though, and they're keeping that ball camped in orange territory. Monkey Moon, does he get this read well enough? No, he doesn't. Ruas is almost following it up. Here is Killers, has to be now. He leaves it for Drali. Lovely idea on the fake. But Nubo, the psychic man at the heart of the Twisted Minds prong, gets that read with ease and makes it 1-1.
Such a great performance. This team has been so consistent here in the EWC. TRK wanted the dunk, wasn't allowed it, but it's okay. This kid is on one this weekend. I mean, my goodness. After the performance against NRG, like I was talking about there at the end, you thought, maybe, is there a question of, is it NRG not quite performing? It's making them look a little bit better than they are, but no. They have done this against what used to be the number one team in the EWC, what used to be the number one team in MENA. And now it is Twisted Minds taking that title away.
Huge performance there from Nubo as well. I mean, he's the only one, I think, who got over 200 points in that match, which is a ridiculous... Oh, no, Monkey Moon got 298, but TRK of 134. A couple of shots to his name and not much else. And Nubo were far and away the most impactful player. He was the only player of over 300 overall. TRK is just spawning in, as you can see on the screen there in the bottom left. He's in black and white. Don't worry, his camera is working. Just getting himself on the pitch. There he is. We're all ready to go. Game 3. We've had some close series so far today, Herc. We've had Game 7s and near Game 7s. This one is shaping up to be just as even throughout.
I expect it to be that way too, right? A shot on net, though! could put the Falcons up. Looking to make a different story here. Killers off the side, straight to his brother and in front of the other. Right between the two best in the world. You can see it on the fan faces too. The Falcons came in just absolutely screaming. They took the whole front spots away. They said, we're sitting behind the boys. We're going to let you hear us.
Yeah, we're looking around now at a sea of dark green. The Falcons are starting to believe. Here is Nubo, though, who asks us to be aware in this challenge. Drali in the corner has TRK in front of him. Monkey Moon gets a swipe at Drali. It's going to make it difficult for Falcons to get out of their half. And since going behind, Twisted Minds looking very comfortable now as that shot from Nubo isn't quite on target. I think if it could have been, it could have done a little bit of damage, but it's a good response from Twisted Minds in game 3.
It is. Right now, they just need to create a little bit more space for themselves. The Falcons definitely been holding back one, and that is the space. I mean, I was waiting to see Nubo takes it from Monkey Moon. Look at this. He's right there, ready to catch and shoot so fast.
So far, Nubo is Twisted Minds' only goal scorer in this series, which is more testament to how important he is. They've only had a couple, but he has been the one who's taken both opportunities when they've come up in a series that's been lacking them. It's not been one for solo individual brilliance. It's more team plays. It's more well-timed bumps. It's more reads on opponents. Drali goes high. Monkey Moon has that one in his sights just about. It's a tough read. You can't do too much with it. Drali onto the back wall, trying to find killers, almost does.
Right now, the Falcons are just trying to force a commit. Unfortunately for them, Twisted Minds have anticipated everything, even from their end of the field. They're going for the counter. TRK, great read, pushes them forward, but it is short-lived. Demo for the effort is Drali. Everybody just playing this ball back and forth. Nobody quite able to hold on to possession for too long.
In the last game, there were 7 demos for Falcons and only 2 for Twisted Minds. And I think in the last 20 seconds, we've seen 2 for Twisted Minds alone. So maybe they've identified that they're not being quite as aggressive enough despite getting that last game. Keep stepping up that pressure and fight through even more. And this is what the pressure leads to. It's TRK surely with a goal, and it was from those demos.
A full team commit on this. Look at it, Monkey Moon going for the challenge. Nubo denied by 1. Drali thought you pulled off the miracle save in that moment. And of course, the GOAT completing it, full sending in a lead to Twisted Minds here in game 3.
Here comes Ruasso straight from the kickoff. TRK is going to spawn. It's going to be too late. And just like that, Falcons have set themselves.
This team, their ability to respond is absolutely incredible. That is the most head-hunted I want you demo we could have seen.
It's absolutely brutal from the kickoff. I'm so glad we didn't have Bullcam on right there. So you could just see, no, I don't want that. I want you, Monkey Moon. Come here. Get in my sights.
Hey, listen, if there's one person that you want to demo in this matchup, it is going to be Monkey Moon. He does currently sit with the most saves in EWC history. So if there's somebody to take out of the way to make things a little bit easier, he is the one to demo.
Plus, my goat has got a tilt in him. So let's see if that could happen as this series goes on. Anyway, here's Drali into the center. Well read and well met by Nubo. He tries to complete the job here. He's got a gun. Oh, he fakes a both out! That's so brilliant from Nubo!
Monkey Moon reminding everybody exactly who he is. The double fake left for Monkey Moon.
You can see why they enjoyed that one. I think that drum deserves a few more pounds for that one, mate. It's Drali again from the kickoff. Big save from Monkey Moon. He stole the last goal. Then he makes a huge save on the other side. TRK's got no boost. It has to be Nubo. He floats towards that ball. Twisted Minds back in the lead in this game. What a game it has been, game 3. This series really coming alive now. Once the mind games come out between these 1v1 masters, you know fireworks are on the way.
Drali just trying to force his way. This player's been a little bit more quiet than we usually are used to seeing here. Careers trying to defend and keep him back. Twisted Minds already on the race home. Monkey Moon in position, but I think there's a headhunt for him. He moves himself out of the way here. Still manages to keep this ball with his team, even though possession is a bit of a tug of war in that corner pocket. Monkey Moon goes for the clear. I like this from Drali. Show no fear. Look at the control from Killers to tie the Falcons up.
Again, it's Drali. He fakes to go for the ball before he goes for a demo. It's that unique movement that he does all over again. You think you know what he's doing, and he goes, nah, I'll change my mind. Bull cam off. Monkey Moon in my sights. And for Killers, the shot wasn't as easy as it made it look, but then for him, it never has been. It always seems so simple. 3-3, Drali again, causing chaos. Monkey Moon takes out Ruas. Killers coming forwards. 3-all in this one. Who gets the all-important 7th goal?
50 up. It'll be Nubo that's able to make that first touch there and clear Drali to himself off the ceiling. Power shot from up high. Look at run it back.
That can't go in though. Monkey Moon pre-jumped. I don't know if he thought he'd have a teammate behind him, but it can't be that simple for Drali at this stage.
That'll probably be as open as it'll get from here out too, I anticipate. Just over a minute to go here. Falcons have their lead, and it's going to be a short one at that. TRK and Nubo from way on their end. Look at this, over one pump on Killers, and it is just a straight shot on net.
We made the mistake there, Herc, of taking a breath. We were punished by this game because every time you blink, you open your eyes, there's another little blop on that scoreboard. Right now, 4-4. It could be 6-all by the time we maybe go to overtime. Here's Monkey Moon. The backboard is completely free. Killers goes up it now. Leaves it for Nubo. Monkey Moon squishes Killers. TRK tries to sneak it in, but can't quite do so.
These are two teams that are leading not only in saves, but in scoring. So they're going for the shootout here to that backboard. A small miss there from Drali could have been dangerous as they cleared all the way to the other end. Just because it is off target, Twisted Minds can be the sigh of relief.
TRK leaves it instead for Nubo. Now TRK can go up. He saved a little bit boost for exactly this moment. Gets a flip reset, but doesn't really need it. And Killers just about is able to do enough to keep it away for now. 25 seconds left. We have slowed down in the goals as Nubo almost gets in Ruas's way. But Ruas sit forwards. Who's going to win this race? It's going to be TRK.
TRK with 4 shots to his name on this has been absolutely on one. Monkey Moon over 1, 10 seconds left on the clock. Can TRK do it? Of course the answer is going to be yes.
TRK just watched. He saw that he had Drali on the backboard. Drali opted to go high instead of staying low. Believed that TRK would try and get some height on the ball. He did, but the angle was too high. And TRK had the wherewithal to slot it into that top corner.
A lead with 7 seconds on the clock. Ruas going to try and find the last minute heroic play. Drali to Killers, but unfortunately for them, that will hit the ground. Twisted Minds with a response much needed, forcing the timeout call from the Falcons.
Just having a look back at the last matchup that they had to see if 9 goals is remotely normal for them, because of course they're all such goal-scoring demons. And no, there was a 6-goal game, a couple of 5-goal games, but nothing like this. An absolute shootout at any level, and that is because the finishing was so precise. Sure, there was this mistake from Twisted Minds defensively. I think Nubo had a bit too much faith in Monkey Moon's pre-jump, but in general, how good was their striking in that game?
Oh my gosh, this is some of the cleanest week for quite some time. I love Nubo getting in on the action, that bump play there for TRK. Another one here, right? It's a lot of these fakes and spotting the moments of right when somebody commits, can you delay it and find yourself a moment to take a shot? Now, I will say, in terms of timeouts taken here at the EWC, there have been 22 so far, okay? Only 6 have been won afterwards. So currently, at 2026 EWC, it is actually a debuff to call a timeout. So we'll see how that plays out after this. Maybe things could be changed up a bit, but the most even game we could have gotten between the two, split 50-50 straight down the line.
Maybe they were watching Space Station Gaming versus Rebellion earlier and thinking, hey, if we go 3-1 down, we're guaranteed to win. It's the same almost happened with Nip earlier, but Nip managed to hold them in Neo Tokyo. But 3-1, the most dangerous lead in a best of 7. But of course, I jest. There is no part of this majestic organization, Falcons at the heart of Esports World Cup since it came into being, would even conceive of believing they're going to lose any game in Rocket League, let alone one that would give their opponents 3 match points. And I think when you lose a shootout like that,
I don't think you can change too much. I'm not even sure that I like this timeout too much, to be honest, because both teams are playing at the top of their game. It's not like Falcons that's looking at each other scratching their heads, right?
Yeah, I am a little curious as to why the timeout was called. I've always wondered, and maybe this is an interview question for one day, if a player in particular feels the need for the timeout.
Or just a generic lost 2 games thing.
Yeah,
but
or like if there's just like a understanding that they have between each other on it, but we'll see. It has currently been a debuff and a curse here in Paris to call a timeout.
Maybe that's why we're cold on it ourselves. Well, the next game begins. Falcons have theoretically played their joker. Let's see if Twisted Minds are able to deal with it. Twisted Minds actually had a worse shooting percentage in the last game, 50% compared to Falcons' 57%. Just to show how high the levels of shooting were in that game between both teams. And here is Charlie with half a chance. He gets it down. Can Ruas win this race? Not quite. Monkey Moon gets it to the side and to safety as well. He's going to have to do some more work, though, because Nubo going to get it higher. Now TRK has taken out a Falcons player. Nubo get it towards TRK. TRK is waiting and lingering, and he will have a chance here of 100 boost.
I like this from TRK, too. They're going for the better moment and the better plays. There's the full team effort from Twisted Minds on this. It opens up with TRK over to Monkey Moon. You thought it was the second one from him, but no. The Falcons can defend all they want, but they know they are them.
How does Ruas get that first save, by the way? That was pinball, and somehow Ruas read it. He looks into the future, but the one thing he didn't see was the follow-up.
Well, you have to remember, Ruas is the number 2 leader in saves, and I'm not going to do anything here because you're going up with the number 2 scorer in EWC.
And what a pass to Nubo. The new man on the block receives the ball from the GOAT and does the rest. And speaking of the block right now, Falcons need to get some more blocks on these shots themselves. They are really struggling. And the tactical timeout debuff continues. It might be 3, it is 3! Twisted Minds running riot against them!
What a play! This is a testament to Nubo's 1v1 capability. The redirect with the tightest angle humanly possible. And the follow from TRK. This team knows exactly what they want to do. That is absolutely demolish the Falcons.
3 goals in a minute is insane by any standards, but against Falcons, Twisted Minds have now, though, conceded 1 via a mistake, maybe getting a little bit jumpy in this game, Hurt.
Yeah, you could definitely feel that they were getting a little comfortable on the other end. Monkey Moon, just an awkward attempt up on the save here. I will say Ruas getting involved has usually been uncharacteristic, right? But maybe the change is a good thing here for the Falcons. It does bring them on the board here very early on. See if they can do it again.
Nubo goes high. Monkey Moon's waiting for it. Lovely pass towards Nubo! They just can't stop scoring!
Monkey Moon to Nubo once again is the answer. They try to make the clear, and unfortunately for them, it is a straight shot down into the nose of the enemy. Up by 3 with 3:45 to go. It's Twisted Minds.
Up by 3 and herring towards 3 games as well. Nubo wants to make it even better. TRK, can he complete the party? Monkey Moon waits. Falcons will get this one away. Last time they went 3 up. Twisted Minds got a little bit jumpy, as I said. Killers wants to put this one into the corner. Does so, avoids TRK as well. Fakes it out. Here comes Ruas. He finds Killers, but it's just behind him. The Twinergy just wasn't there for once.
No, it's definitely been lacking just a little bit here right now. It is all Nubo and Monkey Moon, and of course TRK on the solo. It has been more than enough to slow down the Falcons. You have to remember, Twisted Minds seems to be the kryptonite for these former EWC champions. Monkey Moon on his lonesome pass over to TRK does get sent out to the other end. It's Nubo on the race.
Yeah, Nubo in a little bit of an awkward position there. Got something on it. Monkey Moon was getting back in time. All of Twisted Minds were watching Nubo with bated breath, but of course he had the quality to do something with it at least. Ruas and Charlie, I think it was getting each other's way a little bit. Ruas does emerge with the ball. And now Charlie can go up. He needs something here. What can he conjure up? He's won this event the last 2 times in a row. Don't forget, will not want to go out now.
Monkey Moon's got to also slow down just a little bit there. He's had a couple of mistakes on the back end there. I will say the insurance of the 3 goals should make you feel better, but very, very low boost for Twisted Minds defensively. Nubo's going to be the one to get them out. Powerful reset. Monkey Moon trying to waterfall from the ceiling and down, but Killers will collect it. Flip over one in a demo to send him back. Should slow the Falcons, but not Trolley. He has been everywhere on every team, and now he looks to lead the Falcons.
2024 victory for Drali, 2025 victory for Drali, 2026 is on the ropes. But if anyone can come back swinging, it's the Moroccan. Such a pivotal player wherever he plays. 2 goals in it now, again. Falcons staying in this one. A 6-goal game so far to add to the last game's tally of 9. And still a couple of minutes left. This is Rocket League at its brilliant, most entertaining best. Monkey Moon's almost in. He can't quite get it on target. It's blocked. Nubo, couple of touches. He follows it through as well. Killers takes it away, but he's bumped away by Nubo, who didn't give up on the play. And once again, Herb, it's a difference of 3.
No, it's Nubo and TRK all over this one. They continue to take the challenges, and I love this from TRK. He has 1 single boost in his tank, and he shows no fear. That has been the difference maker between the two. The Falcons have been relying on the demos just a little bit. That previous game 3 goals demos alone for Drali. It was not even enough. A powerful save and clear. Pressure still with Twisted Minds.
I'm feeling greedy. There's already been 19 goals in this series, and still forwards they march. Killers, does he fake? No, he goes for the whip reset into the corner. Monkey Moon watched it and tracked it. It's put onto the crossbar by Ruas, who tries to get it to Killers. Nubo watched it and was able to get it to the side.
This shot taken down, TRK's touch should get possession back over to the Falcons. We'll see what they can do with it. TRK did manage to slow it down just a tiny bit as Monkey Moon up first on the challenge. It's just enough, but used everything. Got that mid boost to send them back with just a minute left to go. They are still trailing by 3, but why not make it 2? Ruas down to the center. Falcons find a small hair of momentum in the final minute.
Yeah, they do. They've definitely got a chance the way these games are going. 2 goals in 56 seconds in 3v3. Normally you'd say very low odds, but this is the game and this is the series where anything can happen. Monkey Moon knows they've really given their opponents an inch here. But they do win the kickoff. Nubo keeps it to the side. Falcons have to get this ball, and Drali's entirely missed it. Killers have to be careful of the post there, let alone the opponents. TRK is keeping the attack going. Can they make it a 3-goal advantage again? Not yet, because here comes Killers.
Killers and Nubo fighting in the rafters for this ball. It is a 50 gone backside. Ruas has been playing deep in the third there, and it will count. And it'll be good for them. Oh, but TRK and Drali! A fight to the finish!
I don't understand how you overcommit like that with no boost in a 3v3 when you're 2 goals up with 25 seconds left. But that's what Twisted Minds have done, and Falcons are right back in it.
Less than 30 seconds to go. The Falcons have brought this lead down to 1. 50 after 50, challenge after challenge. The Twins looking together to make it.
Oh my goodness.
And that's exactly what they'll do.
That is not so much a dagger, it's a huge sword being swung maliciously at Twisted Minds. On 3 occasions, they've been 3 goals down in this game. And we have 5 and 20 seconds left.
18 on the clock. Drali looking to lead the charge. A pass to Killer.
Surely not.
And a shot. Monkey Moon keeps Twisted Minds alive. 10 seconds to go, and we'll see what they can find. It's a shot towards the other end, but Twisted Minds doing an incredible job of playing this ball around.
Looks like it's going to be overtime unless there's one more twist in the tail. I don't think there's going to be. I imagine Twisted Minds are more than happy for OT at this point. What a kickoff that is! It's going to fall to Killers! Stolen by the Falcons!
Some of the greatest, most mechanical players, not only in MENA, but the world, are battling it out. A fight that feels like a final, and for MENA, it is.
A true advert for Rocket League, this one. As Twisted Minds take their tactical timeout, I'm hoping There's a few people wandering around the SDC arena saying, what is this? Because I want more of this, and I've seen thousands of hours. So imagine being brand new, and this is the series that you see.
Oh my goodness. I mean, if you're tuning in for this, you are watching a very special series. I mean, two of these roster moves, right, where a lot of people thought they were uncalled for. I talked about it yesterday with a couple of people here from EWC. These were very calculated roster moves. Players like Drawley and Monkey Moon have tasted victory time and time again, but they want to play it now out with the best, most mechanical players on the planet. Players like Ruas and Killers, like Nubo and TRK. And it is making for some very entertaining Rocket League.
And right now, Herc, there is ego on the line as well, because these players all know each other. They've all won so much, multiple world championships in Monkey Moon's case, but world championships all over the place, majors in the case of Nubo, the 1v1 world championship, and recently second place at the Paris major. But they play in the same region, and it's such a proud nation, Saudi Arabia, as well, and everybody wants to be sort of the kings of this region, especially the fact that the twins got rid of TRK and he's still there. So they are playing, as well as with skill and with passion, they're playing like they're putting themselves on the line here. But I don't think there's going to be any sense of a team defending to win. They want to say, look, we want it, and we want it by playing explosively. We want it by playing more aggressively. We didn't fear you throughout this.
It needs to be a standout game, especially, I think, on the end of the Falcons. It means just a little bit more right now, right? This is the team that was #1 for so long in MENA. And not only that, since the beginning of the EWC, this was a team that was winning everything, not only Rocket League, but the club championship as well. They have done everything to make their names so important and valuable here at EWC. You saw it on their key there, that little circle, the title defenders, one of the most worth and powerful keys to Crush and Twisted Minds want it bad.
Oh yeah, that thing is gonna pop when it gets put under the hydraulic press. 2-2 in a series that's an absolute firecracker. And I pray that what the coaches were saying was, hey, just keep going, more goals, be more aggressive, be even faster. Nubo avoids overcommitting there. 0-0 still after 15 seconds. Come on, time for a goal.
He almost finds one there. Low boost, but a steal for one. TRK looking to try and take this one away. Does get beat out by Killers. Another by him as well. Over the head of Ruas. Gonna play this one low. A nice read there from Drawley. First 30 seconds into this. Pretty back and forth, but a decent amount of pressure. Last game 4, the Falcons outshot Twisted Minds 54 to 45%. Looking to do it again here with another added into the tally.
Yeah, big save. They also had the ball in their half 58% of the time, so Twisted Minds are slowly but surely being reeled in by the Falcons. Australia goes all the way around the corner. There's missing the back wall there from Killers. Nubo's coming in. Killers has to keep track of him the whole time, which he's done. Monkey Moon into the center. TRK was waiting. Monkey Moon gets the ball back. He passes it back towards Nubo. What a goal this could be. Charlie saves it for now. Here goes Monkey Moon. Has to get the challenge well. TRK somehow read that one because that looked like it could be 0-0 in a split second.
Yeah, you got to hand it to TRK in that moment there. Monkey Moon a little bit slow to that follow on the play. Gave an opportunity to the enemy. Drawley off the ceiling. There is no boost in here. Monkey Moon tries to make a clear. The twins working together to get to the other end. Nobody's been able to find anything outside, just a couple of decent shots, but things not looking as clean as they were before, but it could change with a double like that.
I'm surprised Russ has missed that one. There was a player on the backboard that missed it as Monkey Moon comes in to put the follow-up from Killers. But even so, you'd expect him to sink it. Can he get another go? He gets the bump instead. Monkey Moon pushes it sideways. Drawley's coming in now. Falcon certainly playing the better Rocket League at this point. It somehow remains 0-0, but only due to flawless defending from Twisted Minds.
And Twisted Minds got to be careful too, because it has been so flawless that any small miscommunication could break them. It got a little shaky there in the last few moments on a shot. TRK is going to pop this one to the sky. Drawley leaves this to Ruas. I love the read from Monkey Moon. They try to go for the catch out here. Nobody able to find it.
Yeah, Nubo tried to slow it down, believed that Killers would be rushing, but Killers doesn't fall for that. You have to be a little bit more intelligent. TRK, it's called out politely, we'll say, by Nubo, who steals a big boost. Monkey Moon's down there next to him, but he can't quite get the ball in his direction.
Twisted Minds are still trying to play for the pressure game. One up, no center found. Drawley trying to find a beat out, but Monkey Moon, he's done a really good job of playing a little bit further up. I like just the bump off on Drawley. Take the player out the game right now. That is the Twisted Minds motto. Nubo under one. Goes for the bump on Ruwas, but no follow will come through.
This may be the game I've seen maybe ever that has the third man the furthest forward. It is ridiculous. Just keep an eye. Whenever a team make a clearance, you'll be thinking, wait a minute, there's no one back. And just last split second, the third player re-emerges. It's so aggressive. It's such a high line. This time, though, Falcons do make it through.
A team play here between the two men on low boost. Drawley plays 2 touches to the sidewall here. Nubo left on his lonesome in a 2v1 situation. And it is just a strike from the Falcons. The lead handed less than 2 minutes to go here in game 5.
Oh, what a read. The fake kickoff looked brilliant there for a second for Twisted Minds, but Drawley read it, and he pre-jumped the go-to pass from the fake kickoff. Such an intelligent player is in Morocco, but that might be sneaky, and I think it is, surely. Is it going to be saved? It is by Drawley. Nubo going to get it through TRK, and it's saved again. Twisted Minds can't break through, maybe Monkey Moon. No, he loses the race again to Drawley.
An absolutely legendary performance on the defensive end from the Falcons. That is what is going to keep them ahead of Twisted Minds.
Monkey Moon somehow pitches that one into the center, where it smashed into a Falcons player. And now his teammate Nubo tried to smash into a Falcons player himself. Monkey Moon in the end does. He gets the ball as well, gets it almost towards Nubo. Drawley has to be aware of this race. Nubo's coming in once more. TRK should have a clean boom back.
Does get cleared all the way forward. Clears is trying to catch it. Everybody from the Falcons wants to play, this very connected game, but Twisted Minds have given no space. Monkey Moon over to TRK from downfield. That's a nice shot, immediately sent back. Falcons defending their one goal with their lives right now. Twisted Minds trying to get a little cheeky. Monkey Moon has the recovery, goes for the bump. The shot denied by none other than Drawley. He's looking to lead them to that game 6.
Monkey Moon should have shot. He went for one pass too many, and his teammates didn't expect it. That was a real opportunity. And they've got 15 seconds to conjure at least one more. Monkey Moon to the ceiling. Here is Nubo. Drawley again is in his face. TRK wins this race, but Ruwas clears into space. Monkey Moon to the side. Drawley swats it away. Have Falcons done enough?
The final moment that TRK could steal it, but it'll hit the ground. Falcons find victory. And you can hear it in the crowd here in EWC Paris. This team have been second to Twisted Minds for so long since they've joined the MENA region, and this head-to-head means more to them than anything else in the world right now.
It was a 1-0 game, but it wasn't played defensively. It was played on the front foot by both teams. So many chances, the big saves. Look at this one. Oh, it's about 60% over the goal line. Charlie could only use the post. Nubo was lingering. Even the follow-up was great as well.
Nubo, 6 shots to his name, but no goals. That is the most he has been denied throughout this series here. You can tell the Falcons went to prioritize defense. Drawley in particular leading with MVP honors, 722 points to his name alongside those 7 saves, denying everything that Nubo was throwing on net. You're talking about the lead saver versus the lead shooter. Drawley just really giving Monkey Moon's record, a run for the name.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. And we said early doors that at least Neo Tokyo seemed inevitable. And now here we are. We've seen mistakes on this map so far today. There haven't been too many mistakes in this series. It's all been attacking brilliance and incredible saves as Charlie tries to get an early floor pinch, but it's going to be read by Monkey Moon.
Ooh, what a 50 back. That's a shot and a half from Nubo. The power on the catch from Monkey Moon. Already up in the air on it. I mean, cleared just a half second behind on it. Twisted Mind, they take that opening lead again where they've been so many times before.
Yeah, remember how Twisted Minds have got here to being 2-3 down in the series. The game a couple of games ago where they were 3 goals up on 3 occasions. And then just now losing a nail biter 1-0. So it's very tough lines for them so far. The Falcons are winning out among these tough lines. It's a chance for Ruas to equalize instantly. Monkey Moon doesn't get the boost either. Ruas is bumped by Nubo, who clears it away. TRK thinks about going for that ball, but leaves it to Drali in the end.
Nice timing on this one. It will be kept out for the time being. Ruas trying to get the pressure on. Monkey Moon there to deny all. Takes his time with it. Beautiful 50. Everybody from the Falcons just trying to play the patient game. Unfortunately for them, it is low boost, but a shot ripped towards net, high and low, all covered by Twisted Minds.
Killers has Nubo in his sights. Wants to get it over the top of him, but Nubo at least gets it into the top corner. Falcons, though, will keep the attack going, and what a bump that is from Ruas. Monkey Moon thought he had it.
What a play. Look at this. Ruas already up in the air, off the sidewall. TRK, nothing in the tank, just had to make the jump and hope that maybe he could be high enough to get a hand on that ball, but Drali faster than ever to tie things up.
Yeah, Monkey Moon there had the mistake of waiting 1 split second longer before jumping for the ball. That's what gave Ruas time to take him out. His Killers now from the subsequent kickoff. Moon goes into him. Killers looks around and realizes that Ruas, his twin, is the best place to get this next touch. Now it's Drali's turn towards TRK. Twisted Minds lose yet another lead in this series. How many more can they afford to do?
Beautiful follow there from Ruas. Will get sent back out into the middle. Drali's been left again. They're trying to find each other on the ends of Twisted Minds. TRK has been playing a very far back game. Unfortunately, though, it's constantly being played on low boost. Nubo is going for the solo upfield. Hasn't had anywhere near the same amount of space that he's gotten in the rest of this series.
TRK's in the center, but he's got no boost right now, so we can't do too much with it. He was at least able to force it into the center when Nubo could clear, and I feel hurt. For the first time this entire series, they're just playing a tad more safe. The clearances are more secure rather than risky. You can understand that. You can understand how mentally taxing this series has been.
For sure, the Falcons definitely do not want to concede anything more in terms of the series. Double commit, though, will keep this ball out and pushed closer to that blue end over one. Ruas going for the solo. Drali fakes it. The shot is on! The Falcons working together to take the lead!
I did not think that could make it through when you've got Nubo and Monkey Moon in front of you, but Killers picks such an intelligent spot for the finish. It's directly above the two of them. So they both want to boost for the ball. They can't do it. They have to double jump and hope. And hope was not enough. Hope is never enough against Falcons. But you sure don't want to lose it. Twisted Minds, theirs will be running out as Drali is coming forward especially. Monkey Moon swaps it away. Killers round the corner. Drali again is trying to take out TRK. They must be exhausted defending like this against the Falcons.
There's one thing that has been consistent throughout the past years of EWC. It is Drali. Every team he touched absolutely has turned to gold. The Falcons 2 minutes away, and another goal for security could put them into the semifinal, but Monkey Moon's gonna have something to say about that. This man is a legend on land. Minute 47 on the clock. Can they find something here?
Yeah, they're staring down the barrel right now. Twisted Minds, they're gonna have to keep on believing in each other. Monkey Moon has no boost, but at least tries to force Ruas to the side. Nubo was there waiting. Great positioning from him. What can he conjure up? This is what he does best. These mechanical positions, but Drali is too brave, too quick for him to do anything with that one. And then Killers gets the follow-up as well. Twisted Minds are getting something of the ball, but they're not really getting it forward. This is their chance, though. Monkey Moon needs to get it done. You're on a TRK does! It is 2-2!
All the way from the ceiling, TRK goes straight to go for the catch. Ruas had a hand on the ball here. He thought maybe he was going to be able to save it out, but there was already the thought, TRK 2 steps ahead to put them on even playing ground into the final minute and 15.
Earlier on, I said that Twisted Minds had Drali and Falcons on the ropes, but it's completely changed as the rounds go on and the bell keeps dinging. It's flipping from one side to the next. Ruas in front of the ball. Monkey Moon's all alone. Can he get it? He has to get a touch, and he does.
Final minute of play in front of everybody's eyes. Can somebody take it in regulation? TRK into the corner. The 50 works out for Twisted Minds. They tried to use it as a bait there, but it was read by the Falcons. Nubo looking for anybody from his team. Ruas trying to make the clear. It is immediately set back, and the pressure is still on.
He can't fake the twins. They invented it. They brought that place out through, and there's a shot. It's going to sneak its way in. Has Ruas done it? Is that enough for the Falcons?
Most people would have looked at Ruas's performance throughout this series and thought it is not normal for him to be the one on the lead for the forefront of striking for the Falcons. But sometimes change is the best way to scare your enemy. A lead into the final 30.
Twisted Minds have to do it. They have to do it now. This is where they need some Nubo magic. He bounces back to the ball from Ruas. It goes high. TRK is there. He wants to get the floor pinch. Isn't able to do so. Drolly again in his way.
Ruas over one. Monkey Moon, no boost in the tank. It is up to TRK to make that clear there. Nubo is going to take that corner boost away from Killers and keep him low on the ground. 10 seconds away from a semifinal. A shot here could guarantee it. 5 on the clock and a demo sends him back. The pressure is still on. Twisted Minds are in the wrong end of the field. The ball almost on the ground, but Drolly is still trying desperately to get this to end. It's theirs. The Falcons live to see another semifinal.
Killers steals it in the end. 2 goals the difference in that deciding game. And while Twisted Minds seemingly have usurped Falcons in the MENA region, this is where it matters. In front of these fans, on these stages with hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line. That is where the experience tells. And there's a reason that all of these players have won majors, but one of them has won worlds, and why all of them are born to be victors in Rocket League.
The common denominator between all victories at the EWC has been Drolly. The Falcons looking to return to be number 1 here in Paris. They took the one who has never lost in this event with them. We'll see how long that continues on. A very intense matchup after this, but this one mattered more than anything. There was one player, though, that is on the run, and that is Killers. We'll see you after this.
Oh my word, the Falcons fans going crazy down here for obvious reasons. I'm here with Killers and Mahmoud, our translator. Killers, to watch, that felt like a grand final. Did it feel like that to play it?
لما نحن شفناها واحنا مشاهدين الاحساس كانه كان نهائي. هل انتم حسيتوا نفس الشيء وانتم تلعبوا؟
صراحه تويستد مايند فريق كبير ولكن هذا رد طار بطولات الريجنالز وعلى الموسم اللي صار وهذا الفوز ما هو الا عتبه اقرب للبطوله وباذن الله ان نحققها.
Honestly, Twisted Minds is a big team and we respect them. And this win was not really like our response to them, but it was more for us to show that we are ready to win.
Yeah, for sure, and you did that. But when you drew them in the draw yesterday, Nobu was clapping his hands with excitement. Do you think he might regret that a little bit now?
لما جيتوا تختاروا الفرق عشان الكورتر فاينلز نوبو لما شاف انه انتوا جيتوا ضدهم كان بيصفق. هل هذا رد منكم له؟
صراحه انا ما اهتم للتصاريح خارج الملعب، كل اللي علي داخل ارضيه الملعب والحمد لله قدرنا نحقق الفوز ولا اهتم للتصاريح.
I don't really care what happens outside of the field, but what I care about is what happens in the field. And I mean, we proved ourselves.
And what did just happen in the field was a phenomenal quarterfinal. And I think you said in Rally that the MENA region is no longer a minor league. How proud are you of the MENA region after such a phenomenal match between two Saudi teams?
انت قلت في الرالي انه المينا ما صارت منطقه صغيره في العالميه، فقديش انت فخور انه دحين في فريقين في المينا؟
صراحه ان شيء مؤسف ان تويستد نحطوا معنا بنفس الجهه، كان ودنا نتقابل بالجراند فاينل، وطبعا فخور بالريجن حقي الميدل ايست ونورث افريكا، وفخور مره وباذن الله بنطور نطور ان شاء الله.
It's really unfortunate that we had to face Twisted Minds here. We wanted to face them in the grand finals, but obviously I'm very proud of the MENA region and I want to represent them more.
Absolutely. Okay, right behind us now, you can see, Killers, the time has come to crush another key. You're rubbing your hands together. You want to do it?
Yeah, of course. I'm so excited.
So excited. There's our key master standing by. This feels like a big one, doesn't it, really? I mean, what a battle An all-MENA region quarter-final, and it had it all. It was so entertaining to watch. And Killers is about to do what he has to do. Twisted Minds came to Paris carrying MENA's #1 seed after taking the throne from Falcons. But tonight, the Old Kings get the last word. And that does wonders as well for their club championship pursuit. Come with me, Killers, just for a second, to your fans. There's a lot of them. Let's give you a moment here. Falcons fans, make some noise for Killer right now. Killers is standing by, and they have been making so much noise for you in Arabic. What do you want to say to them?
صراحة يعطيكم العافية، ما شاء الله تبارك الله، يعطيكم العافية على دعمكم لنا الدائم، إن شاء الله بإذن الله نفرحكم بالبطولة، مو بس بطولة روكت ليج، بطولة كأس العالم كبرى.
We thank you so much. We appreciate everything that you do and say for us. And we say, inshallah, we will bring you pride when we win this whole thing.
As he takes a quick selfie with a fan here, I've got one more question. Carmine Corp, Vitality in the semi-final. Who do you want and why?
صراحة ما اهتم إني أتأهل فيهم. بنكون أي فريق بيتأهل بنكون جاهزة إن شاء الله. وبإذن الله إحنا مستعدين.
I don't care which one. We're going to be prepared for either one, and we will do our best.
Killers, thank you so much, man. Congratulations. What a performance. The Falcons fans are happy for many reasons. And like I said, their club championship dream lives on here in Paris.
CS2 action is heating up ahead of it hitting the SEC arena next week. So I got the lovely Mike joining me to give us an update.